Hello, everyone. I'm Mari Forth, and welcome to my Twitch channel, Mari Talks Too Much, where I talk about everything. So please like and subscribe if you want more podcasting, gaming, and just a whole bunch of shenanigans. And here with me today, my podcast partner. If you don't know, me and this man, Mr. Matt Scott, we host the Wrestling Wrap Up podcast together over on the Rob Has a Podcast network. And he is truly my ride or die. Matt, how are you doing today?
Lovely, Mari. Happy to be here. We weirdly not talking about wrestling, and I don't mean in general,
Right?
because obviously we've done Crime Scene together and other things too, but
Yeah, plenty of
like
podcasts.
literally, especially since we were both watching wrestling premium live event, formerly known as a pay-per-view, last night, which was a
Yeah.
banger. It
Yeah.
is weird to be here and not talking about that, but also we're in our off season. I'm in my break
Yes.
era, so we'll be back eventually. And if the people want us to talk about wrestling, let us know. But we're here to talk
Mhm.
about Drag Race, which I
Yeah.
don't think I've done a podcast about Drag Race, which is kind of funny.
Oh, really? Yeah, I love podcasting about Drag Race. Yeah, we are not the hosts of the Drag Race podcast. Shout out to Liana,
I'm
Beth, and
yeah.
Aman. But
You are
I
not Beth, Liana, or Amon, and neither am
yes.
I. Shout out.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard for us to get a chance to do it like on the network, but that's exactly why I'm glad I have the Twitch channel, and we're also live here on YouTube as well. So yeah, that's why I kind of started this channel. Like, I want to talk about everything, and I want to do it on my time. That's why we're here at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. you know.
That's what it's about. And you know what? I appreciate that. And it's amazing to see you twitching.
Yeah.
It's amazing also. Well, it was great, but also frustrating watching you talk about was it 25 top regular season lip syncs or so.
Oh God. Oh yeah. Read me, please.
Well, I mean, just because I was sitting there with my own opinions, and as you know, I made a playlist of the whole
Yes, you did.
thing, and I
Very
had my
helpful.
own thoughts, and I just felt like they should have been interjected into that stream.
Yeah.
So it's okay though. I'm not bitter, and you chose you. I'm here now, so we'll make up for it. But it is kind of funny too, because who else in the world, Mari, would watch 75 plus lip
Oh
syncs?
my gosh. Yes.
Nobody.
And just to make a tier list, like
Hmm.
I just put the tier list URL in the chat so
Hmm.
that people can also see what we're looking at. And I mean, good gosh, we watched so many lip syncs. We watched them twice as well. So,
Good golly, Miss Molly, some might
yes,
say.
some might say.
But yeah, it's we really did, and I always love this personally. Just I know
Mhm.
we're not getting quite into our criteria and everything, but the thing I appreciate is I know for you, Mari, with the show Survivor, you watch the
Mhm.
season and it's what, who are these people? I wouldn't know her. I don't know her.
Right.
But for me, that's Drag Race, where I watch the season and I don't remember the stories. And so I'd
Oh, that's
seen all
so
these
funny.
lip syncs, but I think the beauty of it is that I think it takes out a little bit more of that emotional bias about things. And so
Mhm.
that's kind of how I feel good. I feel like I have some good opinions, some solid opinions on things.
I'm the complete opposite. I remember everything everywhere. I remember what this lip
You're
sync
still
win meant
bitter.
for everything. I
Yeah.
remember what the discourse was at the time. Yes, I some of these lip syncs was just my second time watching them ever
Hmm.
because I watched them once and was so mad and just never watched it again. Like even though I've rewatched every season of Drag Race like several times. Like I will skip over a lip sync. I don't care. So
I'm actually really interested though in how this will go, because I think for the most part, we don't always agree when it comes to wrestling or any of our take,
right.
but we're usually pretty much on the same page. But this is new
Yeah.
ground for us. We haven't
It
talked about any of
is.
this, and I'm curious if this is going to be the last time we podcast together, because it might get
No.
it might get a little
You can't
contentious,
go
but we'll see.
anywhere.
We'll
No.
see. I can't go anywhere. Yeah, you're
No,
right. I
no, you
can't
can't
leave.
go
I
anywhere.
don't know how
Yeah,
to
you can't
leave it.
leave.
I can't leave the stream. Damn.
So let's show the tier list in question. Like
Ooh,
we were saying,
work.
so many lip syncs.
Oh my god. Do you know
So
how many exactly? I think I counted 77, but I don't know if that's right.
70 something. Yeah, it was kind
Mhm.
of hard to get a exact count, but it was a lot. It was I had lost count around 69.
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Oh my god, there's still more." Like there's still more lip sync. Can I
Yeah.
just say that we're gonna get into everything, but season 6, like I love the season, love the redemption and all that, but
Mhm.
when it's your job to watch, like, all of the lip syncs and there's one season that has double the amount of lip syncs than, like, every other season, you're like, "What were we doing here?" You know what I'm saying? Like
Literally, Mari. That's like I keep comparing this to Survivor, not only in terms of our fandom, but also just because like it's like the lip syncs are the hidden immunity idol of Drag Race, basically. Like
yeah.
Rue's like throw in more, 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 more. Like, and so it's a lot. But and I also want to say like. I realized in talking with other people about this in the last few days that like we
Mhm.
did not do the individual like talent show lip syncs. We didn't do like the
Oh, yeah,
individual
yeah, yeah.
performance. We did lip syncs for your life. We did lip sync
Mhm.
battles. We did basically anything that was listed as a lip sync on the fandom page, essentially.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Matt. We only did the lip syncs for your legacies and stuff like
Like,
that.
right,
Like,
that too.
and we didn't include UK versus the world or some of the other all-star
No.
iterations because we would be here for days. So, like Matt said, if you haven't checked it out, we do have we did do a bracket, me and my friend Logan of the cup. We did a bracket for the best lip syncs in regular Drag Race, and that wasn't we didn't watch all of the lip syncs for that one. We just took the best ones and we did a March Madness style bracket because we did it in March, and that's over on the Cups YouTube page. You can go and find that. It's the underscore cup. Um, and then so next time, like I'm already predicting what my next Drag Race podcast is gonna be. I
Oh,
think
already on to the
already,
next one.
already, yeah,
Okay,
already.
okay. Like makes me feel like chopped liver, but all
So
good.
no, I think the next one is gonna be like cast songs. You know what I'm saying? Because those are like my
Yeah,
favorite.
I
Like
love that.
when they ask the queens to like write their own verse, I
Mhm.
there's so many like legendary
And also
ones.
so many I wouldn't say so many bad ones, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
always
yeah.
love that. Like that's the beauty. Like and
Mhm.
actually one thing I would say about all stars lip syncs is like we have the dynamic of a lot that are really amazing because they are all stars, but
Mhm.
also some that are not quite I can't even say it all star quality. So
Mhm.
very interesting. But yes, you're gonna do the cast songs next time.
Yep.
There are significantly less of those,
Yeah.
thankfully. So
Thank God. Yeah, exactly. So way less work. So let's get back into this one. So
yeah.
what did you think of my tiers here, Matt? So
Mhm.
the top tier I have gooped. I mean, this is reserved for to me the most iconic, the most legendary lip syncs. These are the lip syncs you automatically think of when people say, "Oh, Drag Race All-Star lip
Mhm.
sync." Like, what's your favorite? It's like, there's normally about like 2 or 3 that are in the same conversation, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I love these. I love these. Like gooped, because I am what? Sickening,
Yes.
stunning. Oh, what's like that voice?
Stunning.
Okay, so that's like I like that.
Yeah.
It's not like a stunning. It's like stunning, which you're like, is it? And then
Yeah.
not today, Satan, not today, of course. And then I am not gagging is the list.
Yeah,
So I like
it's
these.
it's I'm not gagging, Rajo hair.
See, the intonation matters
It
for
does,
all
it
of it.
does. I had to go with famous catchphrases from Drag Race. So I think this is pretty good, and it's your standard tier. The top is the best. Gooped is the best
Sure.
because what sickening is like. It's really good. It's like good. It was like probably for me, it's a lot like, oh my god, this lip sync was good, and I thought it was good, but now I'm like, wow, this is great after I watched it again, right?
Yeah.
To me, stunning is like, okay, this was a mid-tier lip sync. It's
It
there's
did the
nothing
job.
wrong. Yes,
Right.
this suffices.
Serviceable.
Yes, serviceable. Not today, Satan. I think that's gonna be the hardest category because I feel like we don't want to feel too harsh. But to me, like not today, Satan could be like I'm for me. I know you have criteria, and we'll go over your criteria in a minute.
Mhm.
But
I mean,
not today, Satan. Honestly, I could put something down there because I didn't like the winner. But I'm gonna
yeah.
try and be as I'm gonna try and be as like level-headed as possible.
To me,
I
I think Not Today Satan also feels like a little bit like, to the words of Not Today Satan, like it's like it could be a trap. Like you could be fooled that it's better than it is, but you're like, no, 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 I know better than that. So, like for instance, and I'm not going to go into specifics, but like if there's one queen who's just really iconic, who you love, but delivers a lip
Mhm.
sync that's not the best, it's just like they showed up and they were awake and they just like did the little two-step, like that
Exactly.
to me might be in Not Today Satan. But and it's not great, but not horrible.
Exactly.
But see, this
Exactly.
is this is kind of where I'm curious, how would you describe I'm not gagging?
I'm not gagging. Yeah, no, there are some lip syncs here for me that I was like, "Oh wow, I'm uncomfortable."
Oh.
This doesn't matter. Like, I'm gonna be real. I think a lot of the final lip syncs for the crown for me are gonna be an I'm not gagging because a lot
Hmm.
of the final lip syncs for the crown are like not even they're not much of a they're like not much of a deciding factor. Like
It's
sometimes
funny.
yeah,
That's funny that you
sometimes
said that.
sometimes the judges already know who's going to win at that point. We already know who's going to win at that point, and unless it's something stellar, you're probably going in. I'm not gagging.
Uh
Multiple people,
yeah.
multiple people lip syncs where it's like more than two people, 3 to 4 people. You're automatically going into I'm not
No.
gagging. I'm
No.
sorry, I
We'll
don't
talk
think
about it. We'll
it's
talk
too
about it.
many people to
But
watch.
so here's the thing I'll say. The bottom, because as you know, Mari, there are the 5 categories, but for me personally, like I have
Mhm.
my spreadsheet. Check the spreadsheet. Wait, I'm
Check
gonna
the
literally hold it. You can kind of
spreadsheet.
see it, but like check the
Mhm,
spreadsheet. I have a final lip sync that's multiple people at the bottom, and we'll talk about
mhm,
it. But the others, I think I kind of scattered across the different tiers depending on exactly what was going on. So we'll talk
mhm.
about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in chronological order.
Ooh.
We're gonna discuss the lip sync, and then we are going to tier them and rank them as we go along. I'm also like I like okay, so it goes in this category, but does it go above this one or below this one? I'm like cool with that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll talk about it.
So, yeah. So let's get into our very first lip sync of RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars. Hmm.
Hmm. Ah!
Chad Michaels
Chad.
versus Mimi I'm First. They lip sync to Opposite Attract by Paula Abdul. Matt, let me get your thoughts
What
on
do you
this
want to know?
first. Give me
Okay.
your thoughts.
Okay, let me just like lay it out, because like as I was going through, I also realized different considerations. I didn't have like a clean here are my criteria, but just overall as I rank these, Mari,
Oh
like
yeah, I'm sorry.
I
Yeah,
I
your
was
criteria,
looking I
please.
well no, it's like a list of different things that I just was
Mhm.
taking note of. So like I love I mean I always feel like I'll say something I didn't consider as much is the song itself, because if you love the song, it could
Yeah.
like lead
It
you to
can
thinking
boost
it's
it.
amazing, but it could
Mm.
also be distracting, and I don't think
Yeah.
that's the most fair. So I didn't consider that as much, but I do think that like the song and the lip sync match and how they go together. So from a
Yes.
cost, like from an outfit perspective, from a
Mhm.
performance perspective, that matters. Just the impressiveness and the novelty of it. Like if I could go up there and do what they did, that to me knocks it down a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, no shade
Nope,
to
that
me,
makes
but it's
sense.
true.
That
I
makes
also think
sense.
that like so I said the difficulty, the emotion. I also think there's something about like the acrobatics and the athleticism, which
Mhm.
is worth considering, kind of to that point of like, is it doable? And then 2 other things. There's the surprise factor. So like, did they just like bam? bam, and not Alexis Mateo, but just like bam.
Yeah.
And then also, like,
But not build up
how
to
was
it.
the to like bring it a business term? Like, how was the synergy between the performers?
Oh,
Because
yes. I
sometimes
have synergy.
there's the awkwardness.
Yes.
Is there anything else you'd add in terms of like what you kind of considered as we went along?
Like I no, I completely agree. There are some ones where I was like, synergy, great, yes, this is awesome. And then there's some of them like, oh my God, get away from her, get a job, like
I have a lot of those.
so yeah. So I agree with that criteria. I love that. So
And
with that
with all
criteria
of
in
that
mind,
criteria in mind, I will just straight up say it. So again, this is Chad, Michaels, and Mimi. I'm first.
mhm.
And I'll just cut to the chase. Undisputably not good. Like, this is
Yeah,
basically my
it's very
worst lip
bad.
sync. My worst. It's the
Yeah,
second to worst for me. So I think it should go into I'm not gagging. It is just like, yeah. I
I
mean,
completely
there's so
agree.
much to say, but looking at my notes, like, it's pretty simple.
Mhm.
Chad looked gorgeous, obviously.
Yeah.
Apparently, Mimi has a history, and I didn't remember that
Yes, she
this was Mimi,
does.
but like of picking people up.
Yes, Mimi I'm First famously picked up, India Farah
Ugh,
and was eliminated where RuPaul said, "Mimi I'm
no
First.
lifting.
Drag is not a
Oh,
contact
yeah.
sport." Yes,
Uh-huh.
iconic. Yeah, so this this lip sync was so bad, like, the lip sync was boring.
Mhm.
The best thing about the lip sync kind of was the fact that they had shady confessionals from the other queens
Yeah.
because for all my Drag Race fans, this lip sync uh uh preceded Untucked, where literally all the girls in Untucked basically told Mimi I'm First to her face, like, we have no idea why you're here. Like,
Yeah.
you don't deserve to be here. A very
True.
iconic Untucked episode. So everybody hated Mimi I'm First. So throughout the lip sync, they are just dropping in shady confessionals from basically half the cast.
Well deserved.
Well deserved. And it was so funny. And even Chad was like, I'm not going home to this basic Mimi. Like it was I was like,
Yeah.
dang, do the editors hate Mimi?
Uh-huh.
Because they it
Well,
was
yeah,
yeah, it was just so bad.
I mean, and the Mimi is also to her history. Like, she didn't get on hands-on. She's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, they told me I
Was
have a restraining order,
well,
like I'm not allowed to touch her." But she was definitely in Chad's
she
space,
was in
and
Chad's
I
face.
was
Yeah.
just uncomfortable. So
Very uncomfortable.
it's basically the worst one. I think, and
Yeah.
honestly, I would say that this is like flat out the worst. But
Mhm.
for good reason. They didn't know
I
what an
agree.
all-stars lip sync would be, but this was worse than so many of the even regular season ones before it. So
Yeah. And on top of that, All Stars 1 is gonna have probably the most lip syncs in the bottom for me.
mhm.
Um, well, there's only
uh
6. There's only
yeah,
6, so
no,
never
they were
mind.
pretty low ranked for me
Yeah.
too, I think.
I think they're gonna have more lip syncs, like, in the lower tier because
Mhm.
I think the gag of that whole season of being paired up was such a hindrance. It was so bad, like, they were in pairs that when they lip sync, the other person could switch in, which we'll talk about that later. But
Uh-huh.
that season overall, you could
Yeah.
tell it was a first season of an all-star season. Like, they did not get the formula until much later on.
Mhm.
And I feel like the format kind of like very much handcuffed the queens. Uh
Yeah, and I'll
but
also
all that
just
to say, it's still the
yeah.
lip syncs, and the lip
It
syncs
is.
weren't good.
And
Yeah,
I also will just say too, like, as people could expect, I think that a lot of the later lip syncs, not all of them, but a lot of them are just better because they've been able to see what other people have done,
true.
and it's just like they level up. So we'll
Mhm.
touch on it. But yeah, we've spent a
Yeah.
lot of time on this one. We have
We have.
76 more
Let's
lip
keep
syncs
going. I know.
to go.
So, next up is Latrice Royale
Yeah.
versus Tammy Brown. They did No Business Like Show Business. I'll start this one. I
Mhm.
mean, it was boring, but not like not because of the song choice really. Because I mean, I you will probably see throughout this stream, I do have I try to talk myself out of it, but I do have a certain bias against older songs. Like, I feel
Oh.
like you have to do exceptionally, like, you have to do really, really well
I
to
thought you were
make
gonna say
older
older
songs feel
queens,
good.
and I was like,
Oh, no,
"Damn,
no, 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 no,
Mari,
no.
the
Oh, not
ageism."
not older, not
Uh,
older queens, older songs.
yeah,
So, like, I think you have to do I think you have to be, like, I don't know, you have to be, like, really animated for older
yeah,
songs for me,
I
and
agree.
this was okay, but it was also short. The execution was kind of I don't know.
It was
What
just
did you
like
think?
it was just like and again, I think that this is something that we see over time evolve is that there really wasn't choreography. I mean, Latrice had a little bit of that, but Tammy just kind of it's kind of like if someone threw
Yeah.
them on stage and was like, "Okay, now do a lip sync without the
We
performance."
both
Now
could do this.
yeah,
Yes.
we both could do this. We could absolutely do this.
They
So
just
not
they just parked and barked.
I mean, and Latrice is amazing, right? We know this,
Mhm.
but mm, nothing to write home about.
So, do
Nothing
we
to write.
wanna put this in I'm not gagging?
You know what? Let me look at my spreadsheet. But where do you? Oh my gosh, Mari. Yes, this is definitely. I'm not. I'm not gagging, but above opposites attract
Agreed.
slightly.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
Literally, I have
definitely.
it right above opposites attract.
Yeah. It just wasn't even fun either. Like, it just I don't know. And it would you can tell when, like, when lip syncs are short too, that means there wasn't much else. Like, I think this was, like, a really short lip sync if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and by the way, I'll just say, to have a maybe a current reference, like blame it on the edit. I wouldn't blame
Oh,
this on the
yeah.
edit, but I think sometimes there are certain examples where we could definitely blame the edit for more
Yeah.
of the ranking as opposed to the performers themselves.
Oh,
But
yeah, I definitely think
we'll
so.
talk about it.
Mhm. Mhm. Okay, so next up, we have
Mm,
Nasty by Janet Jackson. Jujubee and Manila did this one. Um, uh,
I
um,
said that Manila's looking a hot mess. I think someone made that comment. I think
mhm,
someone made that comment, but it was just like the big, like big eyes and all of that, like freaking out a little bit.
mhm,
Um, Latrice didn't tag in, and I
right.
just kind of said it was meh. Like I didn't. There
Yeah,
was
I
really
actually
nothing.
have Forgettable up here. I watched it twice, and I still cannot think of anything about it that really stands out, to be quite
Mm-hmm,
honest.
mm-hmm.
So, that's it. Like, literally, that is it. So, where do you want to put it?
In the trash.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's all Mari. It's literally in that I'm not gagging tier.
Yeah, I agree. I just feel like well, like I'm kind of okay with putting like some forgettable
I
lip
would put it
syncs
up. Yeah,
in
it's the
a
highest one so
yeah,
far.
but this one is just it was just cool. Like, it was okay. It was all
I
right.
mean, and it's a positive that like so far we're
And
going
very
up.
forgettable.
We're always going up a little bit in quality.
Yeah, yeah,
Each lip sync, each day, each episode. That's a good sign.
yeah.
I don't know if that'll continue though with this
Yeah.
next one.
This next one, this this next one is kind of funny for me, to be
Meh.
quite honest.
Oh my gosh. Wait, what's this next?
Yeah.
What is the
This
next
okay.
one?
The next
Uh
one,
oh,
it's
this is the don't you?
yeah, don't you? Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay. So this one's very interesting, right? Because
Mm.
Don't You by the Pussycat Dolls,
I love that
such a
song.
good song. Like, one
Yeah.
of my favorite songs, right? Raven bodied this lip sync, okay?
Mhm.
Like, Raven was giving sexy.
But
Alexis Mateo. No, no, no. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
this I think this lip sync is like hilariously iconic
Uh-huh.
because of Yada. Um because Raven is like giving it, okay? Raven is giving sex on a stick. And
Uh-huh.
Alexis Mateo is just kind of like
But it's
like
good. It's not bad. It's
it's
good, you
not
know?
bad, but she's
Right.
getting washed by Raven. And,
Sure.
and so just so Jada hits the
Wait,
button.
Mari, she hits the button, and I don't know if this was the edit or not, but I wrote it
Definitely the
down.
edit.
Literally, the lyrics are like, "Fight the feeling,
Yes.
leave it alone," and she hits the button. It's like, no,
And they slow
leave it
motion
alone.
it.
Fight the feeling.
Oh my god.
And she's like, and then Yara's confessional is like, I think that we combine our
Uh,
superpowers to win. It's like,
yes.
no, 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 only one of you is lip syncing at once. So
Oh my god. I was like
it's not a
cracking up.
tag team match. Like, come on. But it felt like it.
Oh my god. She was like, with my power and and
It's
Alexa's
like,
power, we
what
can
power
take
is
Raven out.
that?
It's like, no, no, Raven is just being so sexy right now. Y'all can't do it. It's so good. Jill in the chat is so right. The song is great. The lip sync is meh, but I also feel like the all of the theatrics around it, I am so okay with giving this like a sickening. I'm I
No.
want to put it as sickening.
I'm
Like
putting
I
it to
do.
me, it's lower than nasty, but it's higher
No,
than the other one.
no, 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 no. You have to take into effect it's standing
It is
culturally.
hilarious. Like, okay,
It's cultural
it
standing.
doesn't need to be
I'm crying
just
right now how
great.
funny this lip sync is.
I just feel bad for Yara because I feel like, okay,
For
side
Yara?
note.
You should feel bad for Alexis.
I mean, yeah, but I feel bad for Yara because, like, Mari, I know you remember, and this was regular season, but I know you have to remember, like, what was it? It was Latrice. Was it Latrice and Yara with like Natural Woman?
Yeah, no, no, no. It was Latrice and Kenya Michaels.
No, was it really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I just remember Yara. I don't know what lip sync it was, but I remember Yara jumping around the like, Yara does not nail these
Yeah,
lip
no,
syncs.
she
It's a lot
doesn't.
of
Yeah.
energy, but it's not a lot of like the emotion, the feeling, the meaning, which I also will say, I wonder if part of that's like, and I don't know if that's like a language barrier thing or what,
Yeah.
but I just think like Yara has never really nailed it for me with the lip syncs. And there's one later where I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you
So,
doing?
okay. So give
Oh yeah, it was Kenya, but like literally
it was Kenya
this is
Michaels,
that,
yeah.
yes, yes, yes. That was the Natural Woman one. But I'm thinking of Yara because we'll get to another one where I'm like, you need to get into the song and out of your like body and whatever, the caffeine or whatever's running through it.
So, okay, so give me your case for where do you want it?
Oh my gosh. This is really difficult.
And
So
give me the case for that, for where you want.
I would okay, so I had it under I'm not gagging, but I would say not today, Satan. Back to what I was saying, like, I'm not fooled, Mari. I'm not gonna fall into the trap. But I'm just saying. What do you think though about this one? I don't know. I'm really curious. Because like the thing is, it's just not really yeah, it's not, and there's nothing about that's like doing it for me.
I don't know, man. I don't know what we do in these situations
I have
because
to say, not today, Satan, because this is the trap. You are literally falling for Satan. You are seeing like the little like tail and the Mari come to the dark side.
no. I'll put it
Jill, what do you
it
think?
there. I'll put it there for like 2 seconds, but I I maintain
Put it there. Yeah, we could move it
the not
around.
to like move it around. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, but I
Because
compromised, and we both did. We should be proud of ourselves.
yeah, I think it's so
But that's
iconically
the thing that's so
bad.
tough about all of this is like once we get all of them on here, like
Yeah,
it's gonna be things will move around.
yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. So we talked enough about that one.
Hmm.
Next up, we have
It is, oh my gosh, this is gonna be an interesting one.
Jujubee versus Raven Dancing on My Own by Robin. I mean it's I don't think it's gonna be difficult because I think it should be go to either because I am sickening
Hmm.
or gooped, honestly. I don't know if I'd go as high as gooped actually now I
Yeah,
said
you
it.
know what it is for me? Like this emotionally, it's so good, but they
It's
also
very
did
good.
so little.
Yes.
But also like that sometimes, I mean,
It's
there's some that
okay.
do so little that make it a
Mhm.
gooped, but for
Mhm.
me, this is like it almost felt like they weren't even in the performance half of it. So
Right.
and like
That's true.
literally, um, Juju and who's the other queen? Oh,
Raven.
Raven. Raven,
Mhm.
like literally Raven just stood there, which
Yeah.
didn't feel like it was as much of a performance, and Juju was still a little in it. But I had them under because I'm sickening. Like I wanted
Yeah.
to rank this higher. and I
Mhm.
love this one, and I remember this one, but it is what
Yeah,
it
this
is. The
this is one of
drama
the ones
took
that people
yeah,
immediately remember. Yeah, it's iconically sad.
yeah,
You know,
it
it
is.
it truly is, and I agree. Not much happened, but you really felt their raw emotions, and they got a double Shantae from this, which
Mhm.
is like this was before like double Shantaes were kind of like pre-planned.
Yeah.
So, so I think
Scandal.
that scandalo.
Scandal.
Because I am what sickening. I think is a pretty good space for
Sure, we
this.
could put it there. We could put it there.
And then we just got to go. What the hell was this? The
Okay,
ne-
wait a minute. We might
no.
disagree because okay, so initially I had it was I put iconic, simple but legendary.
What?
It had it like had no right being so good in season 1 because everything else was so bad.
Did we watch the same thing?
It was in comparison, Mari. In comparison. This was like so much better than 99% of the lip syncs from season 1 if you ask me. Which isn't saying a lot.
I don't know. I did not like it. Oh, I think I'm not gonna
You know
lie.
what? I'll
The
also say
song took
this.
me out.
I'll say
I
this.
know we said we
I don't love it. I don't love it. But
yeah.
I did watch this one, by the way, after I finished watching all of them from all of the different seasons because this one it was like I had to go into Paramount Plus and pull it up.
Oh.
So that I mean, just as more context for you. And yes, we are. I think like we're kind of looking at it overall, not season to season. Just to,
Y
like
Yeah,
that's how I was
I'm
thinking
just
about
looking
it.
at it as the lip sync here for me. I just didn't like it. I
I
know
didn't personally like it. I just thought technically it was like uh again, serviceable for a finale. Better than some of the other finales, which
I
isn't saying a lot. Again.
I cannot promise that I won't let a song choice like dictate it because the response to
You're funny.
Trinity is just
I
wow.
can't even say the
Wow,
name
sir.
of the
That
song.
is a ridiculous name. I don't like the
Uh-huh.
mixing of the song.
I can't
I
spell.
didn't I didn't like their lip sync. They just kind of shimmied a little bit. Like, what do I have here? Horrid lip sync because of a bad song. That
She
is
said
literally
horrid.
my horrid. So where did you want to place this now here, sir? Huh? What?
Okay, wait a minute. I feel like I feel very attacked. I want to put this in. Okay, you know what, Mari? I'm gonna just go off my script. I have my spreadsheet here. I'm gonna put it under not today, Satan. But
Please.
like a high not today, Satan.
I don't know about
Above
that.
the other one.
I
Above
don't
the
think
other one,
so.
which is ironically good. Please
But it's
put it.
still
No.
I'm not. Are you telling me that both Chad Michaels and Raven's performances in Transponsibility or whatever is better than Raven's performance in Don't Ya?
No,
No.
but what I am saying, and this is part of what comes up in my rankings, is there's like, and we'll talk about this more specifically later, but
Mm.
there are some where I'm like, this one person was
Well, this one
sickening, but
person
the
is
other
sickening,
one didn't deliver. And so
and
that's how I
I
felt about
don't care.
Alexis and Yara.
I don't care. I will if one person is giving one of the performances of a lifetime versus
Hmm.
two people who
I
are
know what you're
giving meh
talking. I know
performances.
there's the really good example of this where I
Yeah,
agree, and I'm not gonna say who it involves, but
it's my channel. I'm trumping you. It goes after it.
oh my god, not
Next one.
okay, not the T word.
Not the T
Uh,
word.
how dare you? Damn, I feel
That's
very.
it. That's
Uh,
it. This is I treat my guests so bad on this channel.
I am leaving.
That's it for season 1. I think we did a pretty good job of like trying to get through that very quickly.
I do think we did a decent job. But it's funny because we need to pick up this pace
We
because we're gonna
do.
be here for 7 hours.
We are.
Knowing how many that was 6 lip syncs.
It's okay. We did 6 lip syncs in 15 minutes though, technically. So that's pretty good. That's kind of
Yeah,
great for
sure.
us.
Yeah, we were catching up. Uh,
So next up, we have Shake It Off.
trash. Oh, what?
Oh, what? By
Nothing,
with
nothing, nothing.
Roxy Andrews versus Tatiana. I'm not even getting like this is hilarious. So
I'm reading my
let me do my
spreadsheet, by
thoughts.
the way.
Let me
Yes,
do my
please.
thoughts. I thought this was a very good lip sync. I thought it was serviceable.
You know
I
what?
thought
Keep going.
Roxy hits that Charleston at one point, and I
Mhm.
was like, this woman is beautiful.
Mhm.
Womana. Like, I think they both were just very pretty in this lip sync. I
Yes.
think they did it somewhat justice. It was not a wow. It was not like gagged or gooped. It was just like, this is cute. This
Yeah.
is cute.
So which category do you wanna put it
Has to
under?
go in stunning. I'm thinking
Wait, which one's
stunning.
stunning?
The middle. The
Okay,
middle
yeah.
tier.
That's what I would put it there. I'd put it toward, like, the bottom of stunning, but
Yeah, this
again, in terms of the song, I'm just like, I don't need her.
you didn't like the song? You didn't like don't
I
get
I
the
mean, at
twisties
the
on me, please.
time, but I'm not gonna say her name, but I mean, I watching the lip sync, I was like, "This is kind of it's not it didn't feel like the best for either of them,
No,
which is actually
yeah.
another factor for me."
Yeah,
So,
because when you
yeah.
watch so many lip syncs of like so many seasons and you see the same, it's basically the same few people performing too.
Mhm.
Like you start to know which ones are like the really good performances, and both of them have way better performances like
Mhm.
down the line. So yeah, I just thought it was really good, just like
Yeah.
cute. Nothing went wrong, nothing went great. So stunning.
I got
Uh Next up, we
What's next?
have
I feel like you need to,
Katya.
like, tell me because 'cause I'm like, "Where are we? We're going through" it's like we're just speeding through time right
I
now.
know, I
Um,
know.
Katya and Alaska.
Yeah, they performed "Le Freak" by Chic. I have this kind of in that same kind of tier of Roxy and Tatiana. I have it's like a very fun lip sync. It was like cute. It was fun. Nothing to really write home about. I think season two, All Star season two, is an iconic season. It is like my top three seasons,
Yeah.
and so because of
This is the
that,
Alaska talk season, right?
yes,
Mhm.
yes. Uh I was just seeing the chats now. Um like so I think season 2 for me, a lot of these lip syncs are going to be towards the top. Like I don't
Ooh.
there's not a really bad lip sync in the bunch for me. And I just thought this lip sync was fun. Like I honestly think I could put it in stunning right now, but if it needs to be moved to the top of Not Today Satan, I'd be fine with it. But
No,
it's just okay.
I would put it at the top of stunning for now.
Okay.
And nothing really to add. I mean, it's like Alaska being Alaska. Katya
Yeah.
was okay, but like Alaska just was doing her thing, which I think took away a lot from Katya. So that's just yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. So I'm like trying to because I can't read the words. So I'm pretty sure it was and
The
they faced
third
each other
one,
twice, I
yeah,
think,
in front of that
too.
one. Yeah.
Uh
Yeah, they did face each other twice, and we'll
I'm
get to
not
that one
seeing
in
it.
just a little bit. Wait, what aren't you seeing? The other one?
The other one,
Oh, we'll get to it.
we'll get
It's
to
in
it.
there somewhere.
It's probably gonna be the exact same place. Okay, so
Oof. Okay. So, yeah,
next
next
up.
one, Detox and Alyssa Edwards. My
That was
favorite,
great.
my favorite queen
Yeah, tell
ever,
me about it.
Alyssa
Mhm.
Edwards.
Tell
Because
me about this lip sync.
so let me tell you about this lip sync. Detox said, I'm gonna dress up like the Tin Man. I'm gonna do the body
Weird.
rolls. I'm
Weird
gonna
how.
give you a little bit of detox, but I'm not gonna give you the signature lip point, all of that, which I was a little disappointed in terms of detox performance. But I think that's because Alyssa is working the whole stage. Alyssa is up,
Lissa did so
down.
good. Yeah.
Does this one move that's like specifically grabbing like the wall at the back,
Yeah, of the
right
stage.
hand
Yeah.
of the stage or left, whatever the side of the
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
It's just like so iconic. And to
Yeah.
me, Alyssa was so much like Detox brings it down.
Same.
And I
Yeah.
like Detox a lot,
Right,
actually.
right, right. I agree.
Yeah.
But it's not it's like Alyssa did really good, but Detox brings it down and Alyssa didn't do it good enough for it to be high. Does that make sense? Like
I mean, I put it under the second to top tier.
you
That's
put
the
it you put it in sickening?
It's I would put it at the bottom of sickening, and mainly because I watched it again too, and I at first was like, "Ugh, Detox, what are you doing? This isn't
Mm,
even good." But I think Detox was fine. It just was a
mhm.
little boring by Detox. But Alyssa Edwards, beast.
Beast.
I'm just saying. But I mean, so that made me pull. You could imagine, like, I'm a little pulled up by Alyssa's legacy, but I'm happy to put it lower because I understand my biases.
Yeah. Yeah.
Check my bias.
Check my bias. Okay, yeah, I like how you can check your bias. I will be doing
You're
no
like,
such
I
thing. No,
will
I'm just
not
saying.
be. I have a plan.
Um,
Oof. What do you think? I think it really, to me, comes down to how good is this in terms of like Alyssa overall? Like
yeah.
for you, would you put this
I
at the
loved
top
I love this for
for
I
her?
love so I loved Alyssa in this, but this is not Alyssa's best lip sync. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like it's
There.
like it's not her best lip sync in other seasons either. So it's
Oh,
kind of
drag her.
like yeah, so it's
You know
weird.
what's fun?
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. And honestly,
I'll put it over. I think I like it over here. I think it's better than all of these. Well,
yeah.
I think no, I think they're all on the same level. It's
Wait,
like just
what all is on the same level?
like these, all of these in the
Wait,
stunning.
what's these? Wait, go pull it up. Pull it up
Oh,
for
am
the
I not?
people.
Am I not? Can you
Yeah,
not?
no, we're
Oh,
just
I am
looking at
so
this image.
sorry. I was looking at the. My bad, y'all. My bad. So I put detox and Alyssa over here. I'm sick.
Yeah, I'll put exactly. You're gonna put them at the
Yeah,
top of
at the top.
stunning. Good.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry, stunning. Yes, my bad. Look at
We
me. I'm
we
looking
also
at my
changed the
own ones.
names
I
of
know
the
we did.
categories,
We
so I'm
did.
just but that works.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah. Okay.
And
So
yet
let me
still nothing
just
under gooped. I'll just point that out. We'll get there though.
yeah, oh we'll definitely get here. So I'm just trying to make sure I have everything.
Okay, and I know
It's fine. Okay,
anything.
so the
Well, no,
next
I think
one,
we talked about that one. Next one, Fifi O'Hara and Alaska.
yeah, Fifi O'Hara and Alaska.
Alaska
So
did her thing. Fifi was boring.
I see, okay, I don't know about
And
that. I
Alaska
like
wasn't even that interesting to me in this.
they both did Got to Be Real by Cheryl Lynn.
I love
And
that song.
yeah, I actually like this performance. I thought this is the perfect type of performance where it's literally the opposites on the stage, and I thought they were both doing really good. Like I like Fifi's like just playing it straight up, like giving me like disco pop diva. Like she also did like the black girl hair pat. Like I actually really like Fifi's performance. Loved Alaska's performance. I thought Little Pound Cake was very good. Um, Maybe because of the clashing of styles, it doesn't work together as a lip sync. There's
Right.
definitely no synergy here. Like it felt like two opposing styles clashing.
Mhm.
But I think overall, like, and I think you do have to look at them as individual performances. I
Yeah.
liked it overall.
Uh, Here's my thing. This is when I had the
Exactly.
realization with Alaska.
And I completely agree with Jill here.
I mean, okay, but here's the thing, Jill. Level with me. That was not my reference point at all. I was just taking it in for what I was being given on the
Mhm.
surface level. And my problem with Alaska lip syncs is that I love Alaska. Alaska is so much better outside of the lip syncs. But and I think it's like I don't want to compare Alaska to Jinx because that's a whole other conversation we will get to.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I mean, it's like a Jinx thing where Alaska is so great in general that I think it just pulls up our perception of the lip syncs. It's fun, but
True.
Alaska shines so much more in confessionals, so much more
Mhm.
in the challenges. So to me, this wasn't as high up. So wherever you want to put this, Mari, I would move it down.
Oh my gosh. So wherever I wanted to put it, I put it down. I
I know.
just
I'm like looking at my spreadsheet too.
yeah, I'm looking
I
at
love
it
this
too.
spreadsheet, by the way. It's smallest 0.75, 7.5 size text, by the way.
I had I agree with Jill. If Alaska wasn't pound cake, it would I don't think we would have liked it as much. And I thought Fifi danced her butt off, and I really, really liked it. I even said here in my notes, Fifi should have won while I was watching it. So, um, I think I'm good at putting it right here. What do you think? In stunning,
That
just
sounds right
behind.
to me. It is. Wait a minute, Mari. Okay, it goes here, but the problem is there's a lot for me that like kind of gravitates toward the top, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
We're it's
we'll
it's
be fine.
probably somewhere in the right range, so I'm with it. I'm with
It's
that.
cool. It's
It's
cool.
cool. It's cool.
All right. Next up.
Okay, this is an interesting one because I feel like with the Shut Up and Drive, Tatiana and Alyssa Edwards, like
Hmm.
the thing is, this one, I feel like it's highly rated by the fandom as like
Yes.
possibly the best.
Yes.
Now, we'll talk about it, but this
Hmm.
has to go under Gooped.
It has to. It has to be the first one to go under Goop. This is the lip sync that when I tell people I'm gonna rank the best All Stars lip syncs, people say Alyssa Edwards and Tatiana. Like, like when I was ranking the other lip syncs that weren't All Stars, people were like, "Oh, so you're not gonna rank Alyssa Edwards and Tatiana?" I said, "No, it's not in
And it's like,
the.
no, that's not how it works.
That's not how this works."
These
Like
are my rules. Yeah, I like
my
it.
notes say legendary, perfect, no notes. Like,
Literally no notes. And you know what, Mari? This is solid. I think we're agreed that it's gooped. We will talk more about this as we go along because, like, I think there will definitely be some conversation about where it ranks in gooped, but it's our
yeah,
only gooped one so
so
far.
far. Hmm.
Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
no notes.
I just think it's perfect. Like everything worked out for this lip sync. Like they're both dressed in like the same thing, but one's white, one's black. The
Oh,
synergy and the symmetry. It was like perfect, a
yeah.
perfectly symmetrical
Uh-huh.
performance.
And it was a double win.
It was a double Shantae. Yes, yes, it was. And it was
Yes.
like, it was just so perfect. Like they hit similar moves at the same
Yeah.
time without knowing because a lot of the queens say that when they're performing up there, they don't really know what their opponent is doing. Like
Uh-huh.
in this last season, Marsha got jumped over by
I was
Anitra, and
right.
Marsha
Yes.
didn't know. Yeah, and Marsha didn't even know until like later. So
What?
she said she didn't know. She said she didn't even realize it. She was just
I
doing the
didn't
back
realize
end.
she didn't even realize
She
that
did not
happened.
realize it. Yeah. So
Wow.
it's like when and they were far enough apart that I don't think they were copying each other at all. And this lip sync is
No.
just it like the song, the wardrobe, the queens, Fifi's reaction in the back.
Oh.
Tatiana. No. The fact that they're fighting for their lives to come back into the
Work out.
competition, it truly just all worked out. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
honestly, perfect. No
Perfect.
notes.
No notes. No notes. Get at that tier list.
Gooped.
There we go.
That's our first gooped.
Gooped and not gagged yet.
Yeah. Okay. So next up, Alaska and Katya Cherry Bomb. I
How do
don't
you feel about this?
I liked it, but I don't know why is it
Put it
not
at
up
the
here?
Put it at the bottom of because at the bottom of
Because I'm
sickening,
sickening.
the middle tier,
Yeah.
because I just didn't like it. This is where I'm like, let me just not even try to justify. Because
It
the thing is, Alaska is giving clown. Alaska, I think, wins
yeah.
because she pulls a flag out of her hair.
Yeah.
Katya, and
Katya should have won.
it just like was a little, it felt a little low energy, but I think that part of that is also like the darker eye makeup, the darker outfit. It was
Mhm.
very emo.
Yeah.
Should fit the
She looks
song
so
and the
good in this.
I mean, should fit the song, but it just didn't. This is a situation for me where I felt like Alaska's campiness took away from Katya's I don't say like seriousness, but just like
Sex bomb-ish.
yeah, the sex bomb-ishness
Yeah.
where you're like, oh, I'm looking at Alaska doing a little jig or whatever. She's
I
pulling a flag out of her hair. And it's like
I
it's
know.
tough because it did distract,
I said
especially in the edit.
I said the costumes add and yet are distracting at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah, so that
In my
we're
notes.
on the same page with this
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
And
I
I
don't
feel it's
I
like
lost the icon.
Cherry Bomb though
It's fine.
is I had it in the middle tier,
Mhm.
but I wouldn't be mad with putting it lower.
We can't put it anywhere, but just imagine it's in the middle tier because I don't know, I accidentally skipped
Wait,
over it when I was
there
putting
it
these
oh,
stuff.
okay. I hope you
Yeah,
really did because
because I think I might have thought I doubled, like it was a duplicate because, Katya and Alaska faced each other twice. So,
yes, but
yeah,
I don't think that they're two, and actually if it helps, like I put their two lip syncs against each other
right
right
next
next
to
to
each
each
other.
other. Mhm.
Mhm. I think I put Cherry Bomb ahead of
I
I
did
like
put Cherry Bomb
Katya in
slightly
Cherry
ahead
Bomb.
of the Freak.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Okay, so we're yeah,
Well,
we're
that's
both on the
convenient.
same we're both on the same same
Mhm.
page here. So this one picture will count for both of those lip syncs,
Yes, it will, and
like
it does.
times 2.
We combine them for efficiency. We're just being sustainable.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly,
There we
exactly,
go.
exactly. Okay, so next up,
Detox and Katya.
Detox and Katya doing Step It Up. Um, okay, let
Quintessential
me
detox. Quintessential detox.
exactly.
She said,
So,
"I'm gonna point to my mouth, and not even in a desperate way like we've seen her do before, but just
well,
like the
yeah, not a desperate.
move my lips."
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then like there was the butt, it was the booty jiggle and all
The
that.
booty
She
jiggle,
said, "I
yeah.
paid for this." So
This
that's
song
kind yeah, what do you feel
this
about this though?
this lip sync was like 30 seconds long. Like this lip sync was
It wasn't,
30
they didn't give
seconds
us
long.
much.
They didn't give us much because I don't think there was much. Like Detox was in a tight skin dress. She had the reveal of her butt being out. It was a cute reveal, but it wasn't much else. It was just walking across the room. It's another RuPaul song where it's like, okay, it's more of a dance track, so there's not
Mhm.
many words. The funniest thing about this lip sync to me was Katya in the beginning when RuPaul is doing the talking part and she's like, "Oh, all you biological females need to step it up. We got our trisexual, our bisexuals." I know the whole thing now because I've watched it several times. But the part where Katya is like, "Henny,
Yeah.
Henny,
Henny.
Henny," that part takes me out every time.
Yeah,
That is my
we should
favorite
have
part
gotten
about this lip
more.
sync.
We should have gotten
Yeah,
more though, to your point.
but
And yeah, I mean,
but
this is one of Detox's. We don't need to rank. We're not going to see much more of Detox here, if any at
yeah,
all. But I would say one of Detox's better lip syncs, just from showcasing
really
the show.
her
I mean, okay,
assets.
showcasing her assets and her
Yeah,
her brand is what I'll say.
yeah, her brand. Um, where we put it?
Um, oh, where do we
Uh,
put it?
Back of the pack with
Wait, which
Stoney.
one is this one? This is what song are we talking about, Mari? There's so
Really?
many of these. This is insane. Okay,
We're
wait.
talking about Step It Up, RuPaul, Katya versus
Where
Detox.
did I put it? I put it like yeah, that's where it belongs. Kind of right in the middle,
Okay,
back of the
like the
pack.
back of the pack of stunning.
The
Like
back of the pack. And honestly, Detox would want to be in the back just to show off her assets. So.
it was. I'm actually. Should we put it in Not Today, Satan? Because it
I'm
was
not here to
okay.
defend it. No, put it in Not Today,
Yeah,
Satan. And
yeah.
actually put it
It was
below
just so short.
Alexis and Yara.
Yeah, I'm
That's
cool
where
with
I
that.
could agree with
I
you
like
because
that.
it was so short. And we
It,
really didn't get anything
we
from
didn't get
Katya here,
anything. We,
truly,
we didn't get
beyond what
anything from
we
either
saw.
of them.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I don't think they did like I said, Detox was wearing a skin tight dress that when her like before her ass was out, she could not move. Katya had this dress on that did not go with the song. She looked like a hippie. Plus, I think her wig was sliding back. So they both kind of just stood there. It wasn't much going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This next one will be interesting, by the way, when we talk about it.
Yeah.
Um,
Gladys Knight and the Pips.
And by the way, I'm literally I'm curious to your thoughts as we start out. As I look at the spreadsheet, trying to figure out exactly where this goes. Here's my thing. Actually, let me just say this, Mari. This
Mhm.
was not an impressive or interesting lip sync in the
Not at all.
slightest.
Not at all.
But the thing I appreciate most was just Alaska, like every single word, every single moment, Alaska always draws your attention because there's nothing lost. There's not a single word or emotion or feeling lost in this one. And she just makes it into something. So I think she deserved to win this lip sync, if not in general, but
Yeah.
it was
So,
just a
like,
face. It was
the
face.
lips yeah, the lip sync for the crowns are just they're kinda they're just so boring to me. I don't like when it's like 3 people trying to do a serious lip sync. It was boring. I get it. I love Alaska giving face, but I just can't, it's so distracting to me. And then on top of that, like, them cutting
Yeah.
with confessionals of like, why I want to be, you know, the winner here, like why I'm the crown queen and stuff like that. It's not, it doesn't do it for me personally. And nothing about this. I'm definitely think we should put it in Not Today, Satan, and that's me being generous.
Yeah. It's kind of forgettable. Like that's the
Very,
thing. And
very forgettable.
I recognize that because this is like the one that I forgot to put on my spreadsheet because I was like,
Yeah.
whatever. So I'm with you on Not Today, Satan, but I would actually put it high on Not Today, Satan. Like I would put it at the top of Not Today, Satan because of, Mari, you got in my head with the Alexis Yara
It's so
one
good.
where
I
I
don't
hate
understand why
this
we
so
have it
much.
in that tier. I truly don't. I anyways.
Put it where you know what. Put it wherever. Put it wherever you need to, because I trust you with this one. But it really wasn't that good. But I just
It's very
appreciated the
forgettable.
subtlety. Sometimes the subtlety could be appreciated, but this
Yeah.
wasn't. I mean, when
I
you only have one of three queens who's really giving you anything, and it's just face, like, what are we gonna
I
do?
think it also suffers because it came after Read You Wrote You, which is honestly
Oh,
so freaking iconic. Like, I can't wait. Oof,
ooh,
talk about gooped. So,
and
it was just like, yeah, for a finale song, it was just not, it did nothing it did nothing for me. So I'm just gonna put
no,
it
but like,
there.
when do they?
And
I mean, it's funny because I feel like they usually don't. You know,
they true, yeah, they normally don't. So let's move on to season 3, which
season
I
3.
just love how as the seasons go along, we just get more and more like just iconic lip syncs as it goes on.
By the way, I have to say, just like as a compliments to us in this moment, this is a logistical feat right now. We have the images pulled up, we have the tier list.
Yeah,
Mari had to import each and every single one of
it's
the
a
different
lot.
images. So
We did a
yes, it is
lot.
a lot. That's why I'm like, what song are we on? Because literally I'm like pulling up
There's
images for
so
5
many.
songs out
Yes.
so we can have them ready. But yes,
It's
Anaconda.
so fun.
Ooh, I think you should
Aja
go
versus
first.
Ben de la Creme doing
Can
Nicki
I just
Minaj's Anaconda. Do you want me to go
go
first or do you wanna go first?
Go first, because I just have
Okay.
something I need to get
I
off
know
my
you're
chest,
excited.
but it
This is
barely.
this is my go-to karaoke song. If you find me in a
Sure.
karaoke bar, best believe the first song I'm doing is this one.
I
I
hope I don't
love
just,
it.
like, find you in a karaoke bar.
You've seen me perform this in a karaoke situation.
Not only have I seen you perform it, I think I kind of technically okay, you performed it, but I was twerking.
Yes,
That was
yes,
in
you were.
I remember it vividly, actually, and there
Yes.
are probably videos of this.
There are
I don't
videos.
have them, though, thankfully.
I do.
Ask Chappelle, though.
Yes, yes, like this is, I love this song,
It's
and
all coming
honestly,
back to me now.
right, there's a reason it wasn't coming back to you at
Yep.
first. Um,
Multiple, I'm sure. Yeah.
but I absolutely love this lip sync because you still get the, it's kind of like a clash of styles, but I think it worked. Again, I could be swayed a little bit by the song. It is like one of my favorite songs, but I think Dela, like Ben de la Creme going like full comedy gag here was hilarious to me, while Aja was doing femme queen realness, like giving Nikki and doing turning stunts. Like I really like this one. I'm thinking like sickening. So what about you? You
Pull
were
up the
bursting at the
tears, pull
seams.
up the tears.
Oh god, oh god, oh god.
Okay. Look, here's my thing. I do not Notes. I have the receipts.
You have
I
the
don't
receipts?
like Ben de la Creme. I do not like Ben de la Creme. I
Yeah,
don't like Ben de la
yeah.
Creme's lip sync style.
Her lip
It
syncing is very
it
not good.
feels like okay, I get like from watching these lip syncs. Oh, okay, Ben de la Creme was like a favorite in this season,
Yeah,
and I
she
think
was.
that that gives a little bit more room to put up with a lot. But
Mhm,
to me, you should not be getting your lip sync opponent's way. You shouldn't be touching them. You shouldn't be crawling on them. Like
mhm.
drag is not a contact sport, and
Drag
it
is
just
not a
feels like
contact
not
sport.
professional, not prepared,
Mhm.
distracting, and it kind of like takes a little bit away from me from the art of drag. So I'm not a BDLC fan,
Yeah,
and so that. But I will say this is the best. I believe this is the best Ben de la. Yes,
yeah,
it is the best Ben de la Creme one.
yeah, it's the
So
one
I'm
where
with you.
she's yeah, it's the one where she's interacting with her opponent the least.
In it, yes, I was gonna say in the most appropriate way. And I mean, we get a lot of Ben de la Creme lip
We
syncs,
get so
so
much,
we have like
yeah.
10 more to talk about in this season, back to
Yeah.
back, pretty much.
Exactly, like, Ben does this thing that when she doesn't know what to do next, she just copies her opponent, or she,
Right, and
like,
it's like
tries
making
to
a
interact with
mockery out
the
of it a little bit. And
it
it
is,
like
yeah.
I just like when drag is elevated as opposed to like and I don't mean like without the comedy because I'm all for the comedy, but I like
Yeah,
when it's
comedy's really
elevated
funny.
as opposed to like, oh, look what she's doing. Let me just do this like fake
Yeah,
version. And it works sometimes, but
it
that when
works
that's your
sometimes.
whole shtick, it just doesn't help that much.
Yeah. Like, Ben was just so overexposed this season because she just kept winning, and they kept putting her in the top, and the pressure eventually gets to her. We'll talk about my rant about how All Stars 3 ended later.
Oh,
But, I think
this is the yep, that's the tier. It's number 2, the sickening one.
sickening, no? Yeah, I think
Yes.
so. I think I really like this lip sync. I think it was amazing. Let me just make sure I said everything that I wanted to say in my notes. Yep, perfect.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty good. And the first of many, 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 many Bendela Crim songs that we got that we got to talk about. So
Yeah, but luckily, well, okay, well,
it's in a
ah!
straight line, Matt. It's literally just a straight line of it.
We
So
almost did this a couple days ago, right as certain news was coming about Shangela.
yes.
Um, I'm glad that we're doing it today, so it's a little bit more clear because I had no clue at the time we were supposed to record, and by the end of the day, I was like, "Ooh, okay, Shangela, oof, yes, oof is
Very,
right,
very disturbing news about
yes."
that.
And thankfully,
I'm
I was gonna say yes. Go ahead,
I
Mari.
know I'm just bummed out, man. Like I just want to enjoy my things and
I am too, but also I was to like bring back to the lip syncs themselves again as someone who was very much ranking the lip syncs specifically as opposed to
yeah.
like the broader thing. Like Shangela doesn't even make it. Actually, there is a lip sync we'll talk about that like makes it a lot higher, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's just a lot where in my mind as I was watching this, I was like, "Oh, it's Shangela, like iconic, all the things." And it is unfortunate when like we put people on pedestals and
Yeah.
they just knock
They let you down.
themselves off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah,
that's
and
life.
so like you said, we're gonna keep it to the lip syncs themselves, and
Mhm.
this is just it's very very gutting for me because like
Mhm.
Shangela is literally one of my favorite queens, top 5
Yeah.
favorite queens, and All Star 3 is one of my favorite seasons, not top 5, but um because of her. And my whole rant is she should have won that season hands down. Um so it is very unfortunate that she has allegations against her, but we always hear we believe the victims and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we are going to talk about the lip syncs themselves. Okay. Okay.
And Shangela did bring a jump rope.
This was yeah, exactly. Like jump
That's like
jump
about the biggest thing I would say here.
yeah, Jump for My Love by the Pointer Sisters, Shangela versus Bendela Creme. Um, it was okay. Like it was pretty good. Like it was okay. The biggest thing I have fun. First of their two like meetups. It was serviceable. highlight was Shangela taking out a jump rope. Uh, and then, but Ben copying, I have it. This is where Ben copies Shangela, and it got old. It
Uh-huh.
got old really quick. It was a little funny, but it got old really quick. Like Shangela was doing all these moves. Shangela started doing like exercise moves, which I thought was so funny. Like
Yeah.
once Shangela realized that Ben was kind of like making fun of her moves,
Hmm.
Shangela said, "Okay, we'll try and do this." And then she started doing like all these exercises,
Like
exercise moves. And Ben,
P90X or something.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then Ben was like trying to like still like be comedic about it, but it's like you can't keep
It
up
was
with
so
this. It
distracting
was it wasn't
and
fun. So
annoying.
I mean, I think this is middle tier. I would put it
No,
at
I would put
you
it the set it's as we come up on the it to me, it was actually at the bottom of Not Today, Satan, Not Today.
at the bottom.
I said what I
God, I need to
said.
figure out which one this
I said what I
one is. I
said.
keep forgetting that.
And it was at the bottom. And as context too, I mean, it's somewhere in the Not Today, Satan, but it's definitely not in the middle tier for me.
You said it's not
Because
in the middle
yeah,
tier for
Ben,
you?
this was maybe like one of the top examples for me of Ben de la Creme just not like kind of ruining it a little bit for
She
me.
did.
So
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah.
I'm just trying to see. So I think this one is Jump for My Love. Um for My Love. Um if we're gonna put it in Not Today, Satan, I still think it's a little bit higher than I would not put it behind any of these three personally.
That's fine.
I think that the Yara Raven Alexis is the gatekeeper for Not Today, Satan, and I would
I hate you
put them
so much. It is like I'm with you because you convinced me, Mari.
Mhm. I'm sorry, I love that lip sync so much because it's
It
just
is
so funny. It
hilarious
is
though.
so hilarious
And
for no
sometimes
unintentionally.
it's like what are and at the end of the day, really it's about like what is this lip sync giving us? And sometimes it's
Yeah.
intentional, and other times like that, it's unintentional.
It's so unintentional. It's so
Mm,
hilarious.
bad.
Okay.
That's one. Yeah, hilarious is one word for it.
Hilarious is definitely one word for it. So we're still plugging away at All Star
This
season
is like the
3.
dark ages, by the way.
Yeah. And
Ben de la Creme era.
yeah. So Bindala Creme and Kennedy Davenport, Green Light by Lord. So this is one of those songs that I heard it before, but I didn't know of it. I heard of it.
Uh,
I once I watched this lip sync again, it was like stuck in my head. And then
that's powerful.
Miss Kennedy fucking Davenport. I'm sorry. She did the thing in this lip
Mhm.
sync.
Mhm.
Ben was she wasn't even there. I like how they kind of just edited her out because she was doing absolutely nothing
It was
for me.
not as deep, like, the emotion wasn't it didn't feel like we were seeing that real raw emotion from Ben.
Right. She
And
didn't know how to approach the song at all.
yeah, from a perspective that's not
Mhm.
comedy and mockery in a way.
Yeah.
So but Kennedy was, like, a
Oh my
true
god.
all-star here.
So dramatic. Like Kennedy made this song like this song is supposed to kind of be it's like a mid-tempo bop, but Kennedy made this like a broken-hearted love song with the way she like the way that she did it. I thought it was breathtaking starting off like and she just was slowly revealing more clothes.
Yeah.
She did a wig reveal.
Mhm.
Um
I love this song. I love this
yeah,
song because like you said, it's a mid-tempo bop. I like that. But
yeah.
also it's like really there is like a deep emotion to it. And Kennedy got that, but also brought the theatrics.
Yes.
Ben brought
Nothing.
like when you have like a potluck or a cookout and everyone brings like something and you're like, Ben, you didn't even bring the potato salad. Okay. That's how I felt. Disappointed. But
Yeah,
Kennedy was so good that this is middle tier for me.
it
Middle
is.
tier.
Same. I completely agree. I
Mhm.
definitely think it's yeah, middle tier. Um, I just want to go back and watch Kitty's performance. She did have a little bit of a slip on her wig reveal, but it wasn't that big of a deal. Like it was just a little pushback. She had to just tussle it a little bit. Um, but it just shows you how versatile Kennedy truly is. Like
Mm-hmm.
she can dance a house down and then she can emote you into the ground. Like I really did love this.
Not emoting you into the ground.
Where do we feel it goes in the tiers here?
Well, definitely middle, but let's
So
see what
before
else
the
is
two
on.
Alaska, I think it's before the two Alaska and Katya ones.
Yeah, that's what's right after Alaska and Katya, the double ones.
That's Roxy and Tatiana. Roxy and
Mm,
Tatiana shake it off, what you didn't like.
yeah, put it above Shake It Off. Because I
You're
think
putting
Kennedy was that. I'd put it above Shake It Off, but below Alaska and Katya times two.
both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can't put it between Alaska and Katya.
I know, right? It's fine. Yeah. My bad, yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's good. You're right. I think it goes a little bit lower down because
Mm-hmm.
it's Kennedy's performance, it's not Ben's performance that really. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Ooh, Kennedy sold the hell out of that song though, man. Yeah.
And I'm actually really curious about the next one. Another Ben de la Creme. How did you feel about this one? I Kissed a Girl. We got a BDLC. Where are my notes? We got BDLC and we got Shangela. And by the way,
Shangela.
do you like how I just decided like we're gonna go with
I think that's
BDLC
perfect.
because it's too
I
much
think it's for yeah, BDLC is great.
BDLC.
So this lip sync, I truly do love it. I really do. It's very funny. It's the best lip sync that the two of them did.
Yes.
Shangela throwing the mints at Ben. Shangela was telling a story, okay? Like
Mm-hmm.
Shangela was telling the story like I went from a demure book reading, I can't think girl to like by the end her
Mm-hmm.
glasses are off, her hair is
Clothes too.
down, her clothes are gone, she's just in the stockings. Like Shangela came to tell a story, and this is why I like
Art.
all of Shangela's lip syncs from this season. Like she came prepared in every single one. And I think if you look at what Shangela is just doing, the story she's telling is amazing. And then even though I truly don't like when I don't necessarily like
And
when competitors
yeah.
interact and be cooperative, Ben was in Shangela's space. And the funny thing about it is it kind of made it better. It did because Shangela is kind of like,
She responded
and she's
well.
doing her transmit. Yes, she responded well. She's able to take Ben's. She's all. It seems like she's always been able with the two when the two of them lip sync. Shangela is able to take Ben's cooperation and be like, "You're trying to turn it on me. I'm gonna turn it back on you," because it almost played out like Ben was kind of like stalking Shangela in a sense in this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's interesting too because I wrote down in my first watch notes of this which were late at night. I don't know exactly why, but I wrote specifically BDLC is very annoying plus dangerous to me. I just think that there's like a danger factor to like interrupting the lip
yeah,
sync where I don't want someone to tear an ACL. And Ben de la
yeah.
Creme, if I were in there, Ben de la Creme, I would tear an ACL because be up in my space. And I'm just like, I don't need that.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, and whenever people put their heads near other people's crotches,
I
it's
don't,
just it
yeah.
doesn't feel fun to me. But
Honestly, I do think that might have been part of where that comment came from for
yeah,
me. Dangerous is
it
an
it
interesting word.
I get it, but I think this lip sync works. I think it's just really good, a really good lip sync for me.
Yeah, it's
Um,
like it's up there.
yeah, I all things aside,
Yeah.
I think that this is definitely sickening. I think it goes above Ben and Aja.
Okay.
Matt. I'm sorry. Like
I'll go with it.
Shangela's lip syncs to
They were
me from
side
this
by
season
side to me,
were
actually.
so good. Oh,
I
really?
literally had them next to each other. Yeah.
I like yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I did like this. I think and then they ended up rolling on each other. Oh, but at the end when Ben basically like throws herself on top of
Oh,
Shangela.
that's where I'm like, that's dangerous.
so dangerous. Yeah,
Literally,
but
and it was
I
clunky,
thought
and
it
it
was a
didn't
good
even look
performance.
good. It didn't even look good.
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah. That is so
Unprofessional.
All right, next up we had Bibi Zahara Benet, the first crown queen of RuPaul's Drag Race, versus Trixie Mattel doing Diana Ross, the boss. Wow, was this a boring lip
I
sync?
mean, BB was, to me, giving Diana.
She was. She
Literally,
was.
you see it in this graphic,
Literally.
like, we're the twins. They're twins.
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
Trixie was there.
And then Trixie was there.
But Trixie was like, "Oh, man, I wish they would have played Barbie Girl instead," you know?
I
Like
know. It
Oof.
was like it was BB being BB as Diana Ross, which was great, but it wasn't good. Like it was just the caftan did most of the work. I love that caftan. I want that caftan BB. Like it was just like a sway, a two step. Like my mom was doing that, like was up there on that stage, and then Trixie was
Sure.
just in La La Land with her cowboy boots. Just I don't know what she was doing. So I'm
I agree.
definitely putting this where are we putting this? We're putting this low, right? Like, should we put
Uh-huh.
it in I'm not
Uh-huh.
gagging?
Yep. I mean,
Uh,
I put it at the bottom of no, it
Not
goes
today?
under I'm not no, it goes under I'm not gagging. Let's be not at the top.
Top of I'm not gagging. Yeah, I
Sure.
agree.
And I do
It's
think
just
there is something prestigious about being at the top of the worst, you know?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, BB does a serviceable job in this lip sync. That's the problem, right? Because it's like,
Uh-huh.
it's a one-sided lip sync where the person who is the best in the lip sync is serviceable.
But like Trixie looks so out of place. And it's like they shouldn't even be on the same stage together. Not because Trixie's not as good. Like I do love Trixie, especially personality wise, and admire a lot of what Trixie has done. But it just was not. It was not giving.
No, not at all.
And that's just it.
Okay. The infamous lip sync. Deborah Cox, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, the dance remix, BDLC, Vanilla Creme versus BB Zahara Bonet. So
I have
this
no
lip
clue
sync,
how I felt about this one.
yeah, this lip sync, it's weird, right? Because like, um, so there's lots of rumors afoot.
Uh-oh.
I think of BB's Park and Barks, this was her best Park and Bark. I think BB was
Yeah.
doing the damn thing. Like BB was embodying Miss Deborah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ben was just kind of there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the makeup kind of throws it off a little bit, but like Ben was just singing, standing in one spot, not emoting as much to me.
Yeah.
And the only reason why BB lost was one production. Like she kind of needed to lose because when Ben loses this lip sync, she sends herself home, you know?
Right. Like what's that even about?
Right. And as much as RuPaul pretended to be shocked, she knows what's on the lip syncs. She knows what's on the lipsticks that they pull.
Mm.
So in order for them to have that TV moment, Ben needed to win this lip sync. However, BB was winning this lip sync at the time that the lip sync was happening
Yeah.
until BB pulled off her wig to a no reveal. And it like BB was doing everything and then she just pulled off the wig for almost no reason, even though she did do
Yeah.
it to the beat and it was pretty if there was something under there, it would have been iconic, but there was nothing under there.
And Rue
And
was like mid era of like I think Rue just
yes, her mole
Rue
era, exactly. When everybody thought BB was a plant.
I was gonna say, I feel like Rue was also very much like, ooh, how do I feel about the wigs coming off? Because
So,
like season 1 in the normal like drag race, she didn't seem to
talk
have a
about it.
problem. She didn't seem to
Talk
have a
about
problem
it.
with that. And then she said, you know what? I'm gonna be picky. If you take off your shoes and get your foot fungus on my stage, I have a problem. If you
If
take
you
off your
take off your
wig and you
wig,
don't have anything under it, you have a problem. Even if you look gorgeous, you know,
if your
even if you do
clothes
it to
start
the
to fall off,
Y-
you're going home.
yeah, which like it's interesting the evolution
The
of Rue's
evolution.
standards.
Exactly. And the funny thing is, like again, like you said, when back in BB in season 1, them girls was taking them wigs off every lip sync.
And
you
Rue was
know?
like, "Yes, that's iconic. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, take
The
your
fu-
wigs off, everybody, please."
yeah. And so it's really funny because it's like interesting, right? I think BB is a product of the time, but also somebody on Twitter, like somebody on Twitter was like,
Oh, somebody on
"Did you see that?"
Twitter.
No, 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 no. When this happened, like somebody on Twitter
No.
was like, "Oh my gosh, did BB throw that lip sync?" Um, and
Oh.
BB actually like liked it, and I think like tweeted eyes to it. Like
Hmm. I mean, maybe.
riggery is a foot. So we
Riggery is
said
afoot. You
so we
know,
say all of that to say,
interesting. Hmm.
yeah,
What did we say
like
all that to
the
say?
lip sync itself is not iconic or anything about it. The outcome sent shockwaves and changed drag race forever.
Mm.
Um,
Where do you want to
I'm
put
not
it?
I'm not gagging,
Sure. I'm on board. Wait, where does it go? I'm not gagging.
or maybe not today.
At the bottom of not today. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm fine with that. It's just the lip sync itself was nothing to write home about, which is crazy because that is like my Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, Deborah Cox, one of my favorite songs of all time. Why they needed to do the dance mix, I have no clue. Like everything needs to be the dance mix or something here. I don't know what that's about, but
Mm.
maybe it's easier to get the rights to the dance mixes.
I don't even know. And honestly, I don't understand the rights situation,
Anyways,
especially with like the way on YouTube it's like they don't I don't know. It's yeah, I don't understand what's going on with the songs and the rights or how long they
yeah,
have them.
yeah. So BB
Oh
was
well.
doing a great job up until the riggery of it all.
And
Okay,
this was the best picture.
so I know. So now we kind of got to talk about what is
Freak
a-
money.
all of what is arguably my favorite All Stars lip sync of all time.
I appreciate this. Yes.
I watch it at least once a month. I show everybody
What
this.
makes it so great in your opinion?
Honestly, it's Shangela just coming prepared. I know, like I know people. Some people don't like the fat suit of it all, but I'm sorry. The gags were gagging to me. Like
Mhm.
Shangela coming out first covered up like a church lady because the beginning of the song kind of starts off like a church lady. I just love when people perform to the song. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
love when people perform to the song, and Shangela is the queen of that. So like it's just so hard. So Shangela is performing to the song, and this is actually where Trixie actually is doing good for Trixie. Like the cuts to her are actually pretty good when she's just doing her little white girl style like
Oh no, it
dancing.
was good. It was good. It
It
was
was good,
good.
right? So I just love everything about the reveals. Like her, it's like, oh, I went from a church woman to now I'm a stripper. I'm shaking, I'm
Yeah.
freaky money, don't make. And then when she
Uh-huh.
pulls out the sunglasses to
Uh-huh.
do the big Frida rap,
Yeah.
I die every single time.
The thing is the fat suit was just very random, but
Yeah.
it was other than that, and it's funny, it wasn't even like a factor in how I perceived it. I was like, what the hell is going on? But
It's not
yeah,
as distracting as a later suit.
oh, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. The rap was so on point. I just felt like they did a great job. It was great energy and it was fun. It was
Mhm.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I this is one of those RuPaul songs I really like. I love Freaky Money, Peanut Butter, like all of those.
I will say this
Anything with
was
Big
like
Frida on it.
lower top tier for me.
Okay,
Lower top tier.
lower top tier. So
And actually, I guess like I would maybe put it at the bottom of Gooped.
bottom of Goop. Yeah, I would too. I think, and again, the cuts to Trixie were just so like spot on. The moment that like Shangela is sliding across the stage and Trixie kind of like sits on her.
Yeah, I didn't. Again, that's just one of the things I don't like. But Trixie reacted well enough to it where it wasn't awkward. But
Mhm.
Not a
Like
fan.
yeah, I don't think Shangela was like kind of doing it on purpose, but I don't know. It was just it is just one of my favorite. It is like my favorite All Stars lip sync.
I mean, it was like a fire. It was fire. Fire. I throw fire with three exclamation points. Actually,
Oh
no, 10
God.
exclamation points.
Okay, so we have to get to Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball, Trixie
Hmm.
Mattel versus Kennedy. This is the lip sync for the crown. This doing this was the second time I watched this lip sync. I watched it twice for this, but you know what I'm saying? Like I watched this once and was like, F all of this. Like I was so mad that in All Stars 3 they brought that jury back and that jury literally sat there and made Shangela stand in the back of the stage and not be able to fight for the crown. And then as I was going through the stats, did you realize that both Shangela and BB Zahara Bonet had the highest track records
No,
on
Mari.
All Stars 3? And both of them had to sit in the
What?
back and not fight for the crown? Like that was bullcrap. So that's one of the reasons why like All Stars 3 for me, the ending, I haven't gone back and watched it. I think the whole Trixie Mattel versus Kennedy thing, the jury never had a great answer to why they did that. I
Hmm.
think this season was kind of made for Trixie Mattel to win, and Trixie Mattel didn't show up. Like she didn't show up. And I don't think she
Wow.
should have won the season. But that's just me. That's just me saying my opinions.
I
And I like
I
Trixie
agree.
Mattel. I think Trixie Mattel is a great drag queen. She is one of the best drag queens to ever do it. But she is not a good drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
like Trixie should always have her own show, which she does on like
several,
Amazon Prime or Discovery Plus or
several
whatever, like
shows,
designing like hotels and things. Trixie's
several shows.
Motel, several
Trixie.
shows. So I'm just saying, that's where I'd
It,
prefer to see Trixie.
yeah, like I just thought, I just,
Or
I
on
think
like
Yeah, no, I like
oh my
queens
god.
who like to watch too. So like Trixie is so good at being a drag queen. She doesn't need Drag Race. So I didn't think she needed this crown. If
She
it felt
didn't.
like they forced it onto her. Plus it was already like kind of a spoiler because at the time that they like All Stars 4 started premiering, they had already made a Trixie Mattel Funko Pop with RuPaul, like a
Oh my god,
RuPaul
I
Trixie
didn't know
Mattel.
that, but I was
I
in
knew
my
all of
head.
that.
In my head, I was like, "Is she gonna sit like they made an action figure?" And like it's like pretty
And
close.
because like and you know how these things go, the rumors of who makes it to the end normally get to you. So like going into the season, I think I initially was like, oh, I'm hearing that Trixie might come out the winner, so I'm expecting Trixie to turn it out, and she didn't. So
Yeah.
imagine my confusion when we're 3/4 of the way through the season and she barely has a win. Like I was so
Mhm.
confused, you know. So I just think the ending of All Stars 3 really sucks. I don't think you should ever um foist a twist on people. We as two of us who podcast about so many reality TV shows, like
Yeah. Don't
telling
do a
people a
twist.
twist at the end of the game
Mhm.
is so dumb. Like these queens didn't realize that the queens that they were eliminating um were going to be voting for who gets
Right.
to lip sync for the crown. Out of the 4 women there, Shangela was the one who sent most of them home. Ben de la Creme, who
Yeah.
had sent the other people home, she was gone. So
And you have
Shangela
a
was the
bitter
second.
jury.
Yeah. So it's like, it's a lot of stuff. Anyways, I digress. This lip sync, after watching it twice,
Pull up the tier list, Mari.
I truly think half of me thinks Kennedy should have won the lip sync, but Kennedy wasn't winning the season. You know what I'm saying? Like Kennedy literally
Oh,
had
I agree.
she had the weakest track record going into the finale. So when she's lip syncing for the crown, there's no way she's getting the crown because she had the weakest track record, and Trixie's was only one above hers. So it's like you had to give it to Trixie. Um, people people were trying to say like I think Kennedy did a great job. No shoes, embodying the song, doing her bout, showing her like I think it's like a contemporary dance background. People were saying that Kennedy Kennedy not wearing heels is what may have cost her the lip sync. I'm like, do y'all not know what like contemplative dance
It's
style
it's so
is.
arbitrary.
Yeah,
But you know
it
what?
doesn't.
I do understand. I don't love pro wrestlers who don't wear shoes, and I definitely don't love drag queens who don't wear shoes.
But I thought it was appropriate for what Kennedy was
And
doing.
I have this ranked very highly, by the way. I have it in the
Okay,
top in my top tier, but at the bottom, but I could be convinced for it to be
like gooped.
lower.
You have it gooped.
It could go lower. I don't know what it was about this lip
I
sync.
put
And I
it
think
in.
part of it
I mean, it.
also
Yeah,
I'm
keep
just
going. I'm
the
sorry.
emotion was there. We got like Kennedy, the ballerina, the barefoot
Yeah,
ballerina, which did not bother me.
did not bother you.
The choreography was raw. Uh,
Yeah,
I liked
and Trixie
Trixie's
pulled
reveal.
out her hair. You liked her
Yeah,
reveal to that dress? Okay.
I liked the reveal, not what it was to, but I just liked the process of it. The art of
Gotcha.
it. But
Okay.
I put it pretty high, but I think I could go under sickening. It doesn't need to go all the way to goops now that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And it could go anywhere under there. Because I also will say, like, I like the song.
The song is great.
Yeah, so again,
Does
checking
it
my
does it
bias.
beat out Juju and Raven?
Y- Uh no,
No?
no. And initially when I watched this, there was so much that beat out Juju and Raven, but it's hard to describe how emotionally touching that was with Juju and Raven. So it can't
Mhm.
be Juju and Raven for me. It just didn't have the same impact.
Right.
I do feel like if I mean I don't know if it'll stay like this, but I do really like Juju and Raven at the top of the because I am what sickening tier.
Sickening.
Sickening.
Okay, so moving on to All Star Season 4. Mo
Emotion.
Oh, please no. M Oh god. Why would you okay, we're streaming to YouTube, please. I don't want to get
I was not belting. It was more like a screech, but like a light screech. Mari, I can't hit the Mariah notes. So,
clearly.
oh, but you know what? Speaking of which, I really loved this performance so much. I love I just love how they both and well, okay, like Trinity embodied Mariah for me
Mhm.
in a lot of ways with the gown, with like the doing the most but also doing the least at the same
The least.
time.
Oh my god, yes.
So I actually really
Yeah,
enjoyed
it's
this
not
one.
bad.
No,
Yeah. Yeah, let me see it if I have yeah.
I
Agree
think it
agreed.
ended
I
kind of weird.
It did.
It was, I'll put it like this, it was very climactic at the end.
Yeah,
That's all.
very climactic, right,
Yes.
right. I think Mohart only loses because of the wig. Which I was
Oh,
still trying to figure out if that was intentional or not. Like it looked like it was unintentional that she lost her wig, but when she threw it up in the air, glitter came out. So I'm like,
how
did
was
you
that
notice
I
that?
mean, she threw it, I mean, it seemed unintentional that it stayed in the
They
rafters,
they made it
but
seem like it was unintentional with the editing when they edited in that Latrice Royale.
I don't care though, because the thing
Yeah,
is,
I
let's
don't care.
get
I'm just
over
saying.
it. Like the wigs don't need to stay on. We know
Yeah,
what we're. I feel like that's like a very old school,
yeah.
and like drag me if you disagree, it's fine. But my opinion is that it's a very old
I think
school
it's more
thing to be
new
like, oh,
school
they
to
need
be I
to
think it's
leave
more
the
new
wigs
school to
on.
be honest.
Well, new school
Yeah,
drag race, but I just feel like
new
Rue
school
being
drag
such like a an
because if we're
grandpa
talking
about
about, like,
it.
old school drag itself, I
Yeah, no,
don't
no,
think,
no.
like, it's
You're
real
right.
drag race, people don't care if
No, no.
the performer's wigs come off. It's like, it's drag race, you gotta be, like, proper. If your wig comes off, it needs to have something under it. I
Wait,
feel
no, I
like
think
it's
we're saying the same. We're saying the same thing. We're
yeah.
saying the same
Mhm,
thing. But yeah, like
mhm,
the old school, like oh, well, but yeah, exactly. So this is
mhm.
my thing, though. I just loved this. I did not feel like this was an instance where the wig coming off, especially how it did. I didn't realize it was unintentional.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't think it was
If it
unintentional, but
was,
why did they try and make it edit it to feel like it was unintentional?
hey,
Because
blame it on the edit.
yeah, you have to look really clear, like closely to see the glitter, but it is there. Um, but I think they wanted they I guess they were just overemphasizing that she loses because of that. You know what I'm saying? They have to do that. So I thought I have good lip sync. I have good lip sync.
Yeah, this
So
was
I
very highly rated for me. And this is kind of where, okay, so this is the start of season 4, right? So
yes, this is the start of season
quality
4.
wise, I feel like overall we're going up.
Yes. And I apologize to everybody on the stream for this graphic in particular. I accidentally put Monet Exchange next to Monique Heart.
Wow.
I
Wow. Mari's
know. I
canceled. Cancel her.
when it's supposed to be Trinity, and I realized it too late after I made it the tier maker, and because Monique and Monet never, surprisingly, they never faced off each other in a lip sync.
Oh,
So
wait, you put Monet and Monique together?
yeah, I did.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're not canceled then. That's fine.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So, but this represents Trinity and
Moving
Monique,
on up. Keep
and
going.
y- you put
Yeah.
it. I would not put it in Gooped.
Um,
I think it's a good lip sync. I don't think it's that good.
Emotions.
This is not a lip sync I think of when I think of All
Wait,
Star.
were there 2 emotions?
Uh,
No.
I
Oh,
don't
there
think
were not
so.
2. I just have it on my end, like, listed as Farrah and Jasmine because they were in the bottom. But, I put emotions in the top tier, but
You put it in Gooped?
mhm, but you have to understand, Mari, like, there are gonna be a lot in Gooped. So, if it's lower tier Gooped, I get it. I think it belongs above Juju and Raven,
Okay.
and it could even be there, yeah.
We'll leave it for there
We'll
right now.
leave it for now, we'll
Maybe
leave it for now.
my Goop. I know we were trying to aim for like 10 or so lip syncs per tier, but my Gooped is like really thin. I'm not gonna lie. It's like
Okay,
God
we'll
tier to
talk
me.
about it. I
But
mean,
we'll talk about
we'll talk about it, and
it.
I could be convinced, as you could tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Cause it's just one of those lip syncs that I didn't remember it. And even when I watched it again, I was kind of just like, okay.
disrespectful,
Yeah.
disrespectful.
I just thought it was good. I just thought it was good. I didn't think it was great.
You
That's
know
my
what?
thing.
And honestly, the song is a lot of it for me.
It carries it. Oh, for you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because it's just like the
You're a
runs and
lamb.
everything. Like I even wrote that down at one point. I'm not a
The whistle
lamb,
tone. Oh my god, so many of the
but
whistle
it's just like
tone.
if you give that to any queen, I think
Mhm.
that they'll give you something that I might appreciate as long as they really lean into it fully. So yeah, it's okay where we put it.
So next up we have Monet Exchange versus
How
Valentina.
did you feel about this one?
Oh god. They're doing yeah, Ariana Grande's Into You. It was just like, oh, how I felt about this one is something I thought I would never say about my favorite drag queen in the world,
Wow.
is they should have just cut Monet out completely. Like honestly.
Oh, you're so rude for this because you're not
Valentina,
wrong, but this was
right.
not the best of Monet, but I
It
will say
wasn't.
I rewatched it, and I think something I realized about Monet let me just say it. I think that Monet for me is, like, one of the best all-stars lip syncers because it's
Yes.
all so subtle. She's
Yes.
never like, that's her thing. She's like, "I'm not gonna do too much, but I'll be very intentional. I'm gonna give you the drama, I'll give you face, I'll give you and sometimes I'll even give you the acrobatics." But
Mhm.
this just didn't do it for me from
It
either of
didn't.
them.
Yeah, from either of them?
I did not appreciate
From
well,
either
it's
of
the
them?
synergy was not there. And
The
so
synergy wasn't there, but Valentina, like you again, if you take out all of Monet's part, Valentina is putting on like a concert.
yeah, but the thing is, Mari, like Valentino's putting on a concert with like 30 people in attendance. Monet always performs for about 1,000. And
It,
I'm just
again,
saying,
she is my favorite drag queen. I am a part of the Monation. So, and watching, like literally watching all these lip syncs from her, like the to see like, because for Monet we have 2 all-star seasons from her, right?
oh
We
my
have 2
gosh, yeah.
all-star seasons and a lip sync assassin return. So I literally feel like I watched the journey of Monet's lip syncing ability through rewatching all of these.
Mm-hmm.
And this was her first lip sync of All Star season 4, and I
Mhm.
think she was just getting her legs under her because she gets better as it goes along. This one just was not hitting because I don't think like Ariana. How's she gonna win Ariana Grande against Valentina? You know what I'm saying? Like
I
it
mean,
just wasn't.
yes, but
It
and
wasn't
Valentina
happening.
to me is giving Energizer Bunny,
Oh,
and we
but
love
it
that for
was
her.
so good. She
No,
did
no,
twirls around the
that's
stage.
not a diss either. It was really good. It's just like
And it almost looked like Monet wasn't trying, like she didn't wanna make this cut here as
I
well.
just think the song
It doesn't
especially
look in
doesn't
her
flatter her style.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Valentina hit the chicken head and the Harlem Shake in the middle of this number. I was done. It was
Fine.
so good.
Fine. I guess we have a Valentine stan, whatever they're called,
I
in the
don't.
building.
The funny thing is I do not like Valentina other than
I
that.
don't either, especially. But this was
I
cute.
think it was
Not
cute.
that cute. It was cute,
Not
but
this
it
cute,
wasn't.
not that cute. That
No,
cute,
and it definitely wasn't up there.
was it up here?
Wait,
It's on one side.
tier me.
Let's
I don't
do
see the
stunning.
tier. Wait, we're looking at
Oh,
the
oh, shoot,
graphic.
shoot, shoot. Sorry, sorry. I keep doing that. Okay, where did I
I love it.
stop?
I'm like, I don't know what's
Okay,
happening.
okay. I'm sorry.
uh, oh my
Okay,
gosh.
so
I obviously wouldn't put that.
sick,
Yes, that it needs
sickening
to
or
go
stunning?
below Juju and
Raven.
Raven for me at least. Yeah.
I'm do I like this more than I like Anaconda by Ben de la Creme and Aja?
Hey, it's up to you because I'm not really sold on this one. I would put this toward the bottom of that tier, if anything, because I would have put it in the middle tier, but
Like
I'm
stunning?
okay. Sure. Yes. I
Austin.
just was not really a huge fan of it from either of them. I wasn't impressed by Valentina, but I think because I was like, this dancing is great, but it wasn't giving me, it was giving me talent show, not lip sync.
I'll put it here. I'm okay with that. I think it's
Okay.
definitely better than Detox and Alyssa.
Sure. Yes. I'm willing to admit that. But
I think it's better than
Alyssa,
all of these. So
Alyssa,
I'm
if
okay with
you're
that.
watching, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Alyssa.
Oh God, I'm sorry. Okay. So next up, Whitney Houston, How Will I Know? Manila Luzon versus Trinity the Tuck. Tell me what you thought about this here, Matt.
Mm,
We gotta
it
go
was not.
quicker.
It was giving nothing.
Yeah.
It wasn't much. Like
Really?
to me, it was very simple. And I think a lot of it's the song, maybe, but it just didn't feel that theatrical or over the top.
It
So
wasn't
I did
theatrical,
not.
yeah. It was fun. It was cute. It was real
It was
cute.
cute, but I didn't. It didn't jump out to me is the thing, especially for this. As we keep going along, like sure, it was great, but it wasn't. I don't think it lived up to the era.
Mm.
Like it could have been so much bigger and better.
How will I know? I think Manila did a really good job of like channeling Whitney Houston. And it was fun. It was cute.
Yeah.
I would put it probably somewhere around here, like after Alyssa and Detox. Um,
Okay.
mm,
No. Yeah.
Alyssa is literally in the goop tier, Matt. Like it's
Okay,
fine that
fine. I'm
she's
fine. I'm fine. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm not mad.
so we put them
I'm
in stunning.
disappointed. Yes, we put them in stunning.
Hmm.
Who is
All
I'll
right.
follow your yes, I'm with you on this. As I also pull up this next graphic.
So next up we
Yeah.
have Manila Luzon, Mo Hart, The Bitch is Back by Tina Turner. Meh.
Ah!
I think Mo Hart was good here. I think
Uh,
Mo Hart was really good here. I think Manila was okay.
I said Manila
I think
tried it.
yeah, she tried it. Yeah, 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 yeah.
She really did put in the effort.
Mo
Also,
Mo
I will
Hart was hair flipping to the beat.
yeah,
I didn't realize how on beat she was with those hair flips. Like that was pretty impressive.
it was a solid fun performance all
It was
around. And I put it into like the second to top tier. Just because it
sickening.
yes, sickening. And Yeah, it was really good, but again, it's like tough because as we go along, like we're talking about different expectations in terms of the quality. And I
Mhm.
do think even if it was sickening, it just like doesn't it's hard to compare apples and oranges. So it might be like better technically than, like I can't put it above Juju and Raja or and Raven. Um just because that is its own weird thing.
I'm kinda having problems putting it above Mo and Valentina, to be
Hey,
quite
I'm
honest.
not defend it. I'm not here to defend it. So
I think it's close. It's right around the Trinity Manila one for me.
okay.
Or do you think higher
I would
or
put it
lower
I would put it just lower than that one.
than like right
Tr-
here or lower?
Lower than Trinity Manila.
Okay. Yep, I think so too.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is next?
I'm already looking at the time and looking at how
I
many
will also say, like, I am at like as
I'm like,
context
we
for
have to do
where
a part 2.
this is
Like
context for where my brain is. Oh yeah, it is a little insane. As a context for where my brain is right now, like I am literally looking at like 7 lip syncs ahead, pulling up these graphics. So
Mhm.
I don't even know where we are, Mari.
Oh
But
shoot.
I guess it's Manila and Monet next.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just double
And yeah, I don't
check.
know how many. Are we halfway yet? If we're not halfway, we're screwed.
Um Technically we're halfway through. Season 6 has 18 lip syncs or 19 lip syncs. And we haven't gotten there yet.
Man.
Should we should we finish season 4 and then just promise to
I
do
think
a part 2 at some
we have to
time?
do part 2 because we're really not even truly halfway, even once we finish season 4, because of how many there are. So
Yeah.
we need to promise to do, we need to do part 2 at a later time because I don't think we're gonna be even if we rushed it. I don't
It's
think
not
we'd
gonna
be
be
able
fun.
to rank it properly.
Yeah.
But at least this is a ranking of the first 4 seasons. And then it's
Mhm.
like another video that's like a ranking of everything. Just because we could probably hopefully edit the tier list after too to be like, oh, this is the base. Let's add in the rest of them.
Yeah, you can. Like, you can
Cool.
save it. Like, you can save it.
Oh, phew.
I know. And then if not, I'll just take a screenshot and I'll just, like, put it all back out together, like,
Yeah, we'll
before
figure
the
it out.
next one. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Okay, so, yeah, so that
and
way we
it's
don't have to
hilarious because we
rush.
still have a lot to go for season 4. Damn.
I know, that's what I'm
But
saying,
we'll
like
get through season 4 at least.
yeah, we will. Because I think that's the best way to do it, and we can let people, like, chime in on part 1 and let do chime in on part 2 and all that.
Yes, they
So,
can.
okay,
We believe in them.
so next up, Aretha Franklin's "Jump to It," Monet Exchange, and Manila.
That was one of
Um,
my I had it at the bottom of my goop tier. Don't ask me why.
mhm.
It's like, how did you feel about this one as I look through from my multiple notes?
So I thought it was really good. Like, I thought it was yeah, I'm looking through my notes now,
Oh,
which is
this was a double
it was a
Shantae.
double Shantae. Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm, mhm. I said cute double Shantae, very collaborative. I have third tier here.
The
I
most impressive physicality from Monet, by the way, was the tongue. Just like very
yeah,
tongue flipping,
yeah.
popping ish.
Monet did a great job here. This felt like she was like settling back into her own.
Hmm.
I think Manila did a good job. Manila very much tried it with a lot of these hairstyles this season. Like, sis,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
sis.
Uh huh. Yeah, it's funny too because earlier when we were talking about Alaska, pulling a
Mm,
wig
pulling a flag out of her wig,
out of
her
her pulling a
afro.
flag out of her wig. I know. I was avoiding the word fro because I'm like maybe it's just really curly, you know, hair on the
It
top.
did kind of look like I'll give her that. It did look like a curly mullet,
Right.
mm,
Like you could say like, okay, that's not an
like an over
afro.
perm. Yeah, Manila hair is. definitely giving afro.
Uh-huh.
It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Uh, yeah.
Sure. Just keep telling yourself that.
You know,
That's how what
this is a double Shantae, like we said.
Double Shantae. Very, very highly rated. Jump to it. I had Jump to it, as I mentioned, at the
Is that
bottom
Goop?
of my Gooped.
Bottom
Yes.
of Goop.
Wait, that's not right. Bottom of Gooped is good. Meanwhile, if you hear me talking to myself, it is because I am amazed that we're about to get to what we're about to get to, because there's a
I
funny one we're
love
about to talk about.
the lip sync, the RuPaul apps. Maybe I'm being too protective. I think I'm being too protective of the Goop tier.
I think no, I think you've been good so far. I think that this one goes under Goop though, at the bottom of Gooped.
Okay. Yeah.
And we could always move it around again.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So next up, this is the start of the Lollapalooza or whatever. This is the
Spoke
first
this
lip
around.
sync SmackDown type style thing that RuPaul did,
And
and
Jasmine was embarrassing here.
this is all RuPaul songs. These like they've been chasing the high of this Lollapalooza. I feel like since they started because the magic of these 4 lip syncs I really liked. Even if some of them like and they just got lucky that it progressively got better and like all the songs fit the competitors. If you listen to Naomi, maybe it wasn't full luck, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Oh.
a little bit of rigor mortis happening.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Naomi is like on record saying Naomi Smalls saying that like she saw them in the back packing the briefcases when she had to choose, and it was like adrenaline, adrenaline, adrenaline. Like
Wow.
they knew what songs they wanted the people to sing or whatever. But anyways, that
Interesting.
that's that's what the queen said. I whatever
I
um
don't. I mean, I would believe it because
me
producers
too.
will do whatever they want to need to do. By the way, interesting that we get from a wrestling perspective. Interesting that we have both a Naomi and a Trinity.
Yeah, right. So here we have Jasmine Masters versus Trinity the Tuck doing
So
Peanut Butter by RuPaul.
you know what?
Peanut
This
butter.
is like not that super highly ranked for me because when I think of what I would be doing up there, just picture it, Mari.
Mhm.
Picture us up there on stage with peanut butter. We would be
Mhm.
giving peanut butter, and Jasmine
Poor
Jasmine
Jasmine.
wasn't even jelly. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, unfortunately, Jasmine, she
Jasmine
didn't
needed
know
some
the
jelly.
words. It
Yeah.
didn't seem like she knew all the words, and she was at a disadvantage because she was not blessed with the backside assets, and she did not purchase them like Trinity did, which is no shade. Trinity is very open about all
Yeah,
of
but
that.
also Jasmine doesn't. Jasmine is a. Let me be careful about my words. Jasmine doesn't like just doesn't know how to bounce that
Yeah,
part of her.
yeah. I
And she's
mean,
like, "Oh, I was padded," and like, no, no, no. You just didn't
wasn't much
know.
there to bounce, and
No, but you know
yeah,
what? I've been inspired by some people. You're like, there's nothing there, and it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? How do you bounce that?
yeah, that's
So,
true.
there's always if there's a will, there's a way.
There's a will, there's a way. That's hilarious. Yeah, yeah. But I overall I did like the performance. It was so funny because Jasmine was like so tired at the end too,
Yeah,
and Trinity did her signature butt shake.
yeah.
I liked it. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was really fun.
I mean, Jasmine wasn't good. Like, wasn't even good in my mind. And Jasmine
Yeah.
tried some things, but like, I
So
just
you
felt like this was not.
so you want to put it in not today, Satan?
Yes, I want to put it, and I'd be happy to put it toward the top of Not Today Satan because Trinity was good, but also this wasn't even Trinity's best. It
Uh
was
huh.
very on brands for Trinity, similar to what I was saying earlier about Detox and the one with
Hmm.
Alaska, but no, Detox in one of them, and the other one we talked about. But yeah, Not Today Satan, high up on Not Today Satan for me,
Before or after jump?
above Jump.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, and Okay. I didn't
What?
tell me, who are
Next,
these people? Like, who was this? I remember I watched this multiple times and I'm like, have I ever seen this lip sync? Do I know
that's so true.
who this? Yeah, okay, it
Well,
was Valentina, but Farrah.
Valentina and Pheromone did Kitty
Uh-huh.
Girl.
Yeah.
They did Kitty Girl, and
Latrice loved it.
yeah, I think this was perfect for them. Like all these songs really match the competitors. I thought this was so cute because they're like the teeny boppers. I think Valentina did a really good job at. I think she finally proved she's a good lip syncer. You know, she overcame the "I'd like to keep it
Hmm.
on, please," and I, I think she did a good job of embodying the song. Like she
Yeah.
was doing like a lot of the hip bump and all of that. Like I thought it was
Yeah.
cute. Farrah, on the other hand,
Let
she
me
was
say
like,
something about Farrah.
please,
Farrah was giving me like first of all like Dallas Cowgirl,
yeah,
but she also like I kind of felt like we needed the I was gonna say old girl from this past season to tell her to let loose. Like she just needs to let loose. Like Lucy LaDuca needed to pop in here because like what are you doing? Like I get it. You get your cheer
that's
moves,
hilarious.
your dress is a pom pom and it's
Yeah,
cute. But I mean I know I'm happy for Farrah that she had the opportunities that she had in her career to be on Drag Race,
exactly.
and I hope that she's well wherever she is.
Yeah, and I was really sitting here wondering, it was Farrah's wig like synthetic because it
Mm,
felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was trying to whip it around. It was not whipping the way needed to be whipped. It was it was kind of distracting. This is what did I have? It's okay. It's an okay lip sync for
Kitty
me.
Girl was down in the Not Today Satan, toward the bottom of Not Today Satan for me.
Towards the bottom of not
Yeah.
today's lip. And I think, and again, like for me personally, these lip syncs, like the whole Lollapalooza, I loved it as an episode.
Sure.
I thought it was so good, very compelling. I thought the storylines between Valentina and I thought it was very good. The lip syncs themselves, if we're just judging the lip syncs themselves, it's like okay, you know. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Like the in context of the episode, these lip syncs for me are a little bit higher,
I mean,
but
I think our ratings and everything say it all. Just put it at the bottom.
yeah. Mhm.
And I also think that part of the reason why it's so low for me is just like a lack of a and everyone talks about Valentina, but the lack of the connection with Farrah for me, and I just didn't
Mhm.
feel anything watching this.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
I like
I
to
like.
like cry. You know it's successful when you're like about to cry and you're like, I don't even know what's happening. But that was not this
Mhm.
one.
Yeah. So I'm about to get very unprotective of
Oh,
the goop tier because
oh, okay. Go for it, please.
Naomi Smalls versus Gia Gunn. Adrenaline by RuPaul. My
Okay.
God.
I
My
I
God.
mean the way that Naomi dipped down to the floor multiple times, multiple ways. This was so good, and I love this song, for
I
whatever
do too.
reason, and I think just, like, kinda by the numbers, because I like, when I went through the lip syncs initially, I just kinda, like, gave it a number,
Mhm.
and I kind of, like, then sorted it out. This ended up being at the top of the sickening tier, or the second
Mhm.
to top tier,
Mhm.
but, I could see it going under Gooped, I could be convinced.
Yeah, I definitely agree with Jill here. Like this could have been a double, and I would have been like happy. I
Mhm.
thought Gia Gunn did a great job.
She did.
They both had very complimentary styles. I love when in the middle of it, Valentina is like, "This is they both have human hair bundles. This is the human hair
Yeah,
bundle battle."
I wrote this down, human hair bundles, damn.
Yes, I have watched this lip sync over and over and over again. The back bend, the back bend, Matt. And then not only the back bend, when she goes into the poses, like Naomi is, oh,
Ugh, God,
sickening.
the core strength. Look
Oh
at that.
my gosh. Like
Ugh,
I really like this lip sync. I
it's a
I
great
got
one.
if I know I have to like let loose of oh my god, I laughed.
Oh my god! Oh my!
I laughed so hard that I I knocked us out of presentation.
Oh my
Okay,
god,
okay,
if
okay.
that
We're
like
good. We're good. We're
completely
good. We're good.
oh my
No,
god.
no, no. We're good. We're good. We're good. I
Oh
knew it wasn't gonna
wow.
reset.
The way that I thought that Mari just deleted all
That
of our
was so
hard
funny.
work.
That would have been hilarious. That would have been. I would have. I would have.
I would have
That
been
would
like,
have been
I'm
so
done.
bad.
We're done.
Yeah. But yeah,
Delete.
I think I have to put this up at Gooped because I thought it was so good. I think Naomi showed the fuck out, and Gia was good too. Like, let's not put it past Gia. She was doing a lot of like she was doing some catwalking and stuff like that, and was really good. I think they both brought the right amount of sex, like the right amount of
Mhm.
sexiness and
Mhm.
physicality to this lip sync.
I agree.
Yeah. So Gooped,
This next one,
walk us through it, Matt.
I don't think I should. I want you to
Oh
kind of tell us.
no.
No. It's not a negative at all, actually. And you know what? Let me just go into it. Let me cut the drama as we near some of our last ones, because we have about 4 more, I believe, including this one.
Mhm.
Before we get to the end of season 4.
Yeah.
So I loved this one. This is actually one of my top lip syncs in. I mean, it's one of my top 10, but that's, I mean, out of like 77 plus or however many plus or minus, it's up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sissy That Walk. Like the way that Latrice, I forgot that Latrice did all of this.
Right.
Like, and again, I'm just thinking, I referenced it earlier because it lives rent free in my head forever. But Latrice, Natural Woman, is like what I think of when I think of Latrice, but not the big kicks, not the splits, not the rolls, not that,
Right.
just the energy and that level. Like Latrice put everything into this, which by the way, I want to say that I think with All Stars, to me, it's so much more impressive because they're not lip syncing for their lives. They're lip syncing for their legacy. And yes, like 10,000 or 5,000 or, you know, something like that,
Random amounts of
some
money.
random
Yeah.
amount of money or like a makeup kit. But
Mhm.
you know, I love this lip sync so much. It just like gives me life seeing Latrice do all the things. And then like, sure, Mo, amazing, but Latrice, and she looks like a little figure skater.
When Mohart
I
said that
suck.
this is our Super Bowl, I was like, it truly is. We had 2 wig reveals, a fan reveal, and the
Yeah,
animosity between them was like it is like one of those perfect lip syncs. It was
yeah.
definitely a double Shantae. I thought
Mhm.
Mohart did a great job. I think I agree with you. I think Latrice did a great job too
Sure.
with her physicality. But I love Mo Hart's wig
Mhm.
reveal and her
Yeah.
physicality. Her
Her
walking that runway almost was
her wig
amazing.
reveal, I might even say, was like the smoothest so far out of all of the wig reveals we've been talking about. Like, because
Mhm.
it happened and I was confused when I watched
Yeah.
it. I'm like, what? Where did your
Yeah.
what? That
Where'd
was
your hair
so.
go? Yeah.
I'm like, where did it go? And I didn't do. I should have watched it on half speed just to break down the movement, but so well done. And like the wig looked amazing
It did.
under
I
it.
like the contrasting orange. Some people didn't like that.
No, I loved it. I loved
I
it.
loved it too.
Um,
What do you think before or after Naomi and Gia?
okay, wait a minute. So it's above. That's a good question. Well, so I put Naomi and Gia in like lower than you did,
Okay.
but I have. Let me see. I've Sissy That Walk above. Well, definitely above Emotions, but we put Emotions a little bit lower. I put it above Wrecking Ball. I put it above Freak Money. I put it above Jump to It. So I don't know if any of those are in the Goop tier right now, but that's kind of what I have.
Freak Money is in the Goop tier.
I'd put it above Freak Money. Oh.
It's hard for me. That is, like I said, that is my jam. You said you put it above Jump to It too?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That means we're putting it second overall.
I think it belongs
After
there.
Shut Up and Drive.
I think it belongs there because, and that matches up with what I have, because there's a lot that's coming up in, let's say, part 2
Yeah.
that will be in that goop tier, or not in the
Yeah.
goop tier, but
That's
like
true.
those are not going to be the top
Yeah.
songs if I have anything to say about it.
Yeah. 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 I'm looking over. Yeah. 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 I
Just
agree. I agree. I
it's
agree.
like it just speaks to the evolution, and
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it's good that things do get better over time. It'd be weird if they didn't. But then again, I have to say there are some lip syncs that we will drag because some people are overrated, especially in the All-Star season when they decide that they couldn't say a single negative thing about any of the queens.
Oop.
I didn't say
Oop.
anything. Let me just I
All right.
mean,
Yeah, let's finish this up. So next up we have
it's a tease.
oh yeah, it's Trinity the Tuck versus Latrice Royale
Hate it.
doing You Spin Me the lip sync. You spin me right
How
round.
how low did you rank this,
Oh my
Mari?
god, I have it at the bottom. I think I have it so
Put it
weird.
put it where it
This is
needs to
too
go.
much.
Put it down
I
there.
was just like, I didn't like this. Like Trinity was being all weird. I get what she was trying to do when she was saying like
Mhm.
she wanted to show a different aspect of herself, but it was weird. And then on the other hand, Latrice won just because she wasn't being weird, but she didn't do anything. She just stood
No.
there.
And I think she rolled around a little bit.
Oh yeah, she did roll around on the floor a little bit.
But yeah, it was like,
Oh,
it's sad because it's just like Trinity shows up with the
weird. I think she tried to pull a freaky money. Like she tried to pull what Shangela did, and it just didn't work.
well, I mean, I'll also say it's like it's sad because like she showed up obviously with the bit prepared. It just did not
Yeah.
match with the song at all.
Oh, that too. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah.
That's what they were saying too as they were watching it. Like, what
Yeah.
is she doing?
What does it have to do? So would you
Oh,
put it like the lowest or would you put it above Chad and Mimi?
oh, it's above Chad and Mimi.
Mhm.
It's above Chad and Mimi because that was so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
But
Latrice is in this. I'm not gagging tear here.
not her fault.
Not her fault. No, no,
And
no.
also, I mean, again, the evolution. She
Mhm.
worked her way up the tier, though, up the ladder. She's at the top and the bottom.
The top and the
Well,
bottom.
yeah, and of the tiers.
Okay. Next up,
Next
we
up,
love
this is our, I
this.
think, our. Is this our second to last one, Mari? For now,
No, we this one and two more.
which are the? Well, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Mhm.
We'll figure it out. Oh, I actually just think I figured it out. Cool.
Mhm.
So we have one that I was actually told by my friend Danielle said that this is her favorite lip sync ever, which I thought was interesting.
I think this is a really good lip sync. I think Naomi Smalls again,
Mm-hmm.
like the way she can use her physicality from going from being sexy to being Broadway. Like this was so theatrically Broadway from her. I think she did a great job. I think Monet tried to play it straight up
Mm-hmm.
almost like a ballad almost because
Yeah,
she did a little bit of a park and bark and then she had the gag of the umbrella
sure.
but
I'm
she,
not that
like
impressed by
she
the umbrella thing.
me neither. Like Monet sang it like it was a song, while
Yeah.
Naomi performed it like she was on Broadway to me. Like
And she was like doing like it was like it was like camp,
it was so
but
big.
it
Yeah.
was Broadway actually perfectly describes it,
Yeah.
Mari. That is
Mhm.
that's it.
It was very big. Like even her trademark like leg slides across the floor were like
Mm-hmm.
overly flourished and theatrical.
Mm-hmm.
This is a great lip sync to
Yes,
me.
yeah. Yeah.
It truly is.
It is really good.
I think
Um,
they both did good, but I think Naomi, like again,
it's at the bottom
it's
of
just so unexpected from her. You said the bottom of what?
I was gonna say I'm not comparing it with the
Okay.
others, but what I had on paper was that it was at the bottom of Sickening. But
Mhm.
I mean, do you think it should be higher? Maybe.
I well, see, I'm looking. It's hard because it's like this block here is weird, and then I'm kind of feeling like this is supposed to be Trinity and Monique, but you really like that one.
Hmm.
Um,
Emotions.
yeah, emotions.
Yeah, I really do love that one.
Um, does it beat the All Stars threes?
And to me, it's not ahead of Juju
Juju
and
and Raven,
Raven. That
exactly.
is like a very definitive line.
Yeah,
That's
there
it's
is.
good to have them there.
I think this is where they should go. I think I do like it more than these three All Star 3 ones. I'm fine with that because that's jump to it, right? Jump to it. No, jump. I'm sorry, jump. No, jump is down here. That's I Kissed a Girl. So I Kissed a Girl, Anaconda, and Wrecking Ball. I'm fine with. I think
That's
that's
good.
good. Yeah, I think that's good placement there. Okay.
2 more to go.
2 more to go. All right. So
This one's an interesting one.
Okay.
I felt like this one, this lip sync of
When I Think of You by Janet Jackson, performed
When
by
I
Mo
Think of You.
Hart and Trinity the Tuck.
Well, just going off what I remember, this, I don't know what to compare it to, like the dance style.
Yeah.
Exactly, but I loved it. You know what? Honestly, Mari, and I'm embarrassed that this is the reference that I think of, but it reminded me of like growing up watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And you know how there was like the original Aunt Viv?
Yeah.
Well, and she one day there like some young girl
She went to the
challenges her to dance, and she's
Yeah.
like, hold my jacket, bam, bam, bam. Like they
Yeah.
were both giving original Aunt Viv in this one. So I'm just saying.
I guess my note says not very memorable. Watched it twice.
I mean, it
Not
was
very
good
memorable.
dancing.
Yeah.
But that's
This is
it.
this is where I think like Mo Hart. I think she had like run out of dance outfits, so I'm pretty sure she started making her dance outfits.
Oh, you know what's
Yeah.
hilarious, Mari?
Mhm.
As much as I enjoyed this, even rewatching it and the dancing, it is like in my not today Satan tier.
I agree.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. I agree. I think it's just not, it truly is not groundbreaking at all to me.
No.
Um
Nope. It's somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's
It
like
wasn't,
somewhere
it definitely
around
is
here.
not at the bottom. Like again, it was good dancing, but not
Right.
groundbreaking. Especially for being like this far into the All-Stars history and this far into the Drag Race history. Like you all could do better. You should be ashamed. Okay, it wasn't that bad, but
I should put it in the middle. Like just smack dab in the middle almost for me. Like it's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
This
Right?
is actually similarly, I'm like wondering, well, thinking to the I guess this is the last one in season
This is the last
4.
one.
I have such funny thoughts about this one. I don't really know where to put it, really, like truly. Because I think in terms of like the herstory and the legacy, it's a kind of a big deal. And then
it's a lip sync for the crown.
Right. One of the better ones.
What? Yeah, I literally in my notes, one of the better lip syncs for the crowns. That is my notes. It's like
Sorry,
good.
emotions.
I know. It's like it's hard because it's like I think it was a good lip sync. I think Monet did a great job. I think the double wig reveal, like the double kitty cat reveal, was
Cute.
Hilarious. Yeah. I think Trinity threw her body around that stage like only Trinity can do.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it's like they're lip syncing for the crown, right? But neither of them outshone the other person.
Yes.
And so the funny thing about it being like a double Shantae and a double crowning, it's as much as people were mad about it, I think it was really apt here because going into this final lip
Yeah.
sync, they were tied for most wins. They were tied for, like, they're literally, their report cards were tied. Sometimes some people might report it as Monet with 3 wins, Trinity with 4 wins, but technically Monet won that last challenge. The Super Queen challenge,
Yeah.
I would say. So they're both going in with 4 wins. They do this lip sync for the crown. Like, I think it was a double Shantae, in a sense
Yeah.
that nobody outdid the other person.
Mhm.
And so a double crowning was completely fine with me.
I agree. And you know what? This is a lot higher than I even really I mean, I remember the lip sync. I remember it being
Mhm,
good, but they
mhm.
both were giving so much, and I would almost call this like a master class in, like, how to deliver. I have it under Gooped.
You have it under Gooped?
I have it under Gooped. I had it under Gooped. I don't know, though, but that was as I was going along, and a lot
Mhm.
after season 4 knocked it down for me. And what's
Oh.
funny is, I
How
mean,
many things did you have, like, 20 things in Gooped? Like,
well, so what's funny about this one with Fighter is that it should have been under Goop, but for some reason I did not put it on my spreadsheet. So I would
mm,
almost say maybe it goes under. I mean, maybe that's actually the problem. It was forgettable to me, but um, I would put it under that tier, under the sickening tier. And yes, Mari, I had like 15 things under Goops, but there
that's
was
so
like
funny.
the top tier Goops, which was like 8, and then like the
Mhm.
bottom tier Goops, which a lot of those don't end up in Gooped.
Okay,
We had 70 plus lip syncs.
we do. Um,
Where does it go for you?
no, it's above trend. Yeah, I'll put it right here. That's fine.
Mm, mm,
I'm
mm,
starting to look
mm.
at this. Yeah, no, no, no. I'll put it right here. I put it in the middle. The middle, like, it's like you see that All Stars 4 is like all in the middle of all the series.
It's very aesthetically pleasing.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure that, like, you could instantly tell what season it was
Hmm.
and stuff like that. So, Matt, that's it for today.
Woo!
We are promising the people to come back with a part 2,
One day we'll be
because,
back. Well, and
oh
actually, I
God,
think what's
not one day.
interesting. No, I think what's interesting is that we did the first part, right? We
Mhm.
could put it out there that people could react to it. They could drag us.
Exactly.
Don't
Yes.
drag me. Don't drag me.
Drag
If you
me. I
have
want
any
all the
issues,
smoke.
at Mari talks too much, that's 2, like the number 2. Because
Yes.
honestly, these are our opinions. If you disagree,
Opinion.
that is fine. Art is subjective,
Mhm.
subjectivo. So I'm just saying, like, I'm am curious to hear people's thoughts on the initial batch, but
Me too.
also this next one I think is gonna like completely
Mhm.
revolutionize this list because, again, in my opinion, there's so many great ones that are coming up, and I wish we could have talked about them today. But I think, like, I think we kind of knew, like, there's a lot to get through.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot to get to. We are very ambitious to think we were gonna get
Mhm,
through all of
mhm, mhm,
them, knowing the
mhm.
way that we talk.
I mean,
So
and it's worth it. These queens are worth
it
it.
is. Yeah. And we will try and bring it to you as soon as possible. So just make sure you're following me on Twitter at Mari Talks Too Much. That's 2 like the number 2. You'll know when I'll announce my schedule on there. Follow me here on Twitch, and I'll set the schedule there so you'll know when I go live. Follow me over on YouTube as well. Again, everything you see down here where it says
Yeah,
Twitch,
yeah,
YouTube, Twitter,
yeah.
all at Mari Talks Too Much. Follow me there.
Mhm.
Again, if
There.
you haven't to listen to any of my podcasts, I am a podcaster on the Rob Has a Podcast
Oh,
Network,
really?
where we talk about reality TV. Me and Matt Scott here. We have a wrestling podcast. So if you want to check out our wrestling podcast, you can go to robhasawebsite.com/wrestling feed. I also do a true crime review podcast called Crime Scene, over on Rob Has a Podcast with my co-host Sarah Carradine. We
Mhm.
do true crime review. We're a true crime review show. So we'll watch true crime documentaries and we'll review them, giving our ratings, and we'll tell you if you should watch them or not.
So
So
helpful.
yeah, so helpful. So you can go to robhasawebsite.com/crime feed in order to subscribe there. Matt, what are you up to?
Again, I'm in my brick era.
Yeah.
But you know what? I will actually say I will be in I'll be in Toronto at the Rob is a Podcast live shows this coming
Yeah.
week.
Mhm.
So if you're in Toronto, if you're a loyal Canadian listener, I'm just excited to meet all the Canadians out there. And you know what? I don't know what else to add. I mean, Mari plugged the wrestling wrap up. I will also just plug my podcast, Pod Friends, coming back TBD at some point in time, whenever, probably whenever I try to bring that back. But I think the thing that's great about that is that there are so many interviews with so many great people in the Rob Has a Podcast Network community, great podcasters and people in general. And so if you love to hear the stories of creators, but just of people in general, lots of really fun and deep conversations. A lot of stuff comes up, mental health, feedback, lots of fun and shenanigans. And at some point there'll be more episodes, but so much for people to dig into.
Mhm.
Probably like 50, I'll call it 50 plus episodes. I've never counted, who knows. But you could find me at Matt Scott GW, and you could also subscribe to Pod Friends, robhiswebsite.com/podfriends feed.
All right. Until next time, thank you for joining us. Thank you for checking us out. And,
So
keep talking that talk. We'll see you next time.
walk the talk.
Bye.